with that, hai să facem, vreți să vă explic cum sunt mecanicile de improvement sau vreți să facem skip la ele? În mod normal, când se începe o sesiune nouă, se face improvement-ul pentru skill-urile pe care le-ați făcut pe sesiunea trecută.
By all means.
Aici suntem to improve.
Exact. Deci, dacă descrieți character sheet-urile voastre și o să fac eu switch imediat la development phase. Ok. Bun. În tabul de skills de pe character sheet-urile voastre, în secțiunea din stânga, cea mai din stânga, acum v-a apărut un butonaj development phase. Do not click it yet. Așa, o să dați imediat să vă explic ce face ăsta. Deci, skill-urile pe care voi le aveți cu soarele auriu, asta înseamnă că you had a successful check on it. Isa, la tine am pus eu unele gen din burtă, fiindcă tu ai dat din burtă, mă rog, din ce mi-aduc aminte că ai făcut tu, fiindcă tu ai dat cu zaruri fizice și nu ți-ai folosit character sheet-ul, așa că am încercat să-mi aduc aminte cam ce aveai și le-am...
Oare cum ar fi fost dacă ai fi avut înregistrarea sesiunii?
Goddammit, da. Așa este. Da. Anyways, oricum, I'm pretty sure, fiindcă mi-am notat. Încercam să sound funny, dar oricum am notat ce își dăduse. Așa. Bun. Ce înseamnă development? Dacă you had a successful roll în sesiunea trecută, acum you roll that check again, doar că pe tine te interesează să dai peste skill. Asta înseamnă că cu cât ești mai dezvoltat într-un skill, cu atât developmentul faci mai greu. Deci nu te mai trebuie să dai sub, vrei să dai peste. Dacă ai dat peste, de exemplu să zicem, nu știu, uite, Abigail are 70 pe listen. Abigail trebuie să dai 71, not equals, 71, trebuie să dai peste skill. Dacă dai peste skill, you roll 1d10. Rezultatul de la 1 de 10, that's how much you get to improve your skill. Puteți să faceți acum development skill by skill chestia asta sau acum dacă vreți puteți să dați click pe butonul de development phase din sidebar-ul ăla de acolo and that one o să ruleze tot pentru voi.
Vreau să dau eu, că e mai interesant.
Ok, dacă vrei să dai tu, că literal te duci pe skill-urile unde ai soare. Hai să vedem. Așa,
ale mele au mers. Amândouă le-am upgradat.
Nice.
Ok, și ce fac cu ele? Deci,
you roll.
Bun, dau întâi pe library, care e pe 70, eu am dat...
Să vedem.
Ok, fail, am dat 29.
Bun.
Și psychology e pe 50. 72.
Ok, now you roll 1d10.
Uite, și acum resetăm de mână soarele?
D10 e același, care era?
1 de 10.
Să vedem, haide, mare, 0.
10.
Nu, 10. That's 10, that's 60. Very nice.
0.
Wow, ce tare.
Deci resetăm soarele acum?
Da, acum poți să resetezi soarele.
Dar cum resetezi soarele?
Dai dublu click pe...
Zice expect gain disabled.
Da.
Trebuie să, cred că trebuie să dai pe...
Da, am oprit eu, nu... Nu trebuie să dai pe unlock. Stai puțin să-i pun...
Și asta era următoarea întrebare. Ce este cu acel experience points de sub butonul de development phase?
Ok, experience points, există un alternate mode în Call of Cthulhu, nu l-am citit, de la optional rules, literally get experience.
Ok, deci ăla e activat
exact
acum. În momentul în care am dat click pe buton,
așa vine
a crescut acolo când am dat click pe butonul ăla de development phase.
Bun,
așa.
am oprit development phase-ul.
Nu, la fel zice, expect gain disable, nu reușesc să scot soarele cu dublu click.
Hai că încerc eu să ți-l scot.
E same, adică e acel.
Da? Stai puțin că mă uit imediat și rezolvăm.
Anyway, it's irrelevant că nu mai facem development în teorie.
Da, dar...
Ce să vadă că în viitor
bun,
se știe.
hai că am rezolvat la voi, la Miss Latvia și... Ok, bun. That's pretty much it for development. Cine vrea să facă recap?
Poți să citești scrisoarea dacă vrei.
Da, citește scrisoarea. A intrat și Vlad. Hei, Vlad.
Servus, Marie.
Dacă vrea să facă cineva stream, eu n-am cum să fac stream. Adică,
Eu fac recording. Da, dacă vrea cineva stream, please.
Da, da, așa că fac eu.
So last time we gathered at the end of the day in James's office for a final drink and draw some conclusions, and we chatted about the events of the day, and then James redacted a letter for Mr. Not, our employer. And I will read the letter, and then we'll also add a few more things because some of the events were not included for obvious reasons in the letter. So, dear Mr. Not, I'm writing to provide you with a report of our activities on the first day of our investigation into the house you have asked us to look into. Our team consists of myself, James O'Toole, private detective, Miss Abigail West, the archaeology graduate student, Professor Nevada Jackson, archaeology professor, and Miss Latvia Maliska, the occult researcher and author. We began our investigation by gathering information about the house's history. We discovered the house was built in 1835 by a prosperous merchant, but was sold to a certain Mr. Walter Corbett, Esquire, in the same year. In 1852, Walter Corbett was sued by his neighbors, who petitioned to force him to leave the area in consequence of his serious habits and unauspicious demeanor, whatever that may mean. We also found an unpublished story from the Boston Globe newspaper that stated that in 1880, a family of French immigrants moved into the house but fled after a series of violent accidents that left the parents dead and 3 children crippled. The house long stood vacant after that, and in 1909 another family moved in and immediately fell prey to illnesses. And then in 1914 the oldest brother went mad and killed himself with a kitchen knife, and the family moved out. And as you know, this year a third family, the Macarios, rented the house, but they left almost immediately under mysterious circumstances. We visited Madame Morgana Alexandrova's tarot house, where we conducted a seance. The Madame said that there is no spirit of Corbett that can be contacted. And now we plan to continue our investigation by visiting the Hall of Records from the town hall, I guess, the police station, the sanitarium where allegedly the Macarios may be found, the church near the house, the neighbors, and the house itself.
Mai aveți și la library.
Yeah, we will also...
Când ați plecat, ați
yes,
decis să renunțați la partea de investigation.
Yeah.
Bun. So, last evening ați tras toate concluziile posibile în biroul lui James, enjoying his fine bootleg liquor. După care you each went back to your homes. Miss Latvia, you've tried to conduct a seance and contact the spirit of your dead mother. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, nothing actually happened for you. It definitely did not have the expected effect, or anywhere near what happened to Miss Alexandrova's in Miss Alexandrova's tarot place. However, you did have a series of disturbing dreams you can't really recall. Maybe they will come back later to you. But this morning you've woken up a bit more tired than usual. Almost like you have a hangover. You know that you're supposed to meet the rest of the investigators at Tom's Diner this morning, so I suppose you're prepared to go out?
Da, mă pregătesc să plec și sunt un pic dezamăgită că n-am reușit să o contactez pe mama și vreau să întreb cum facem cu pistolul. Pot să-l cumpăr azi sau...
O să primești, da, să-mi zic,
ok,
ca să ți-l dau atunci pe loc.
Ok,
Bun,
super. I go with a cab.
As you go down from your apartment block and prepare to hail a cab, you see that luxurious Rolls Royce that Mr. Knott yesterday left with from Tom's Diner, and you see John Clinton standing straight în dreptul mașinii, exact cum ești tu din scara blocului. Seeing you go out, Kit nods politely și deschide ușa din spate de la mașină. Miss Latvia, I hope you don't mind. You were on my way to Tom's Diner. I thought maybe you would appreciate a lift.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Clinton. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Eu zâmbesc, dar în același timp sunt un pic așa, what the fuck, știe unde stau și vine așa. Anyway, and I enter the car without another word.
Okay. Inside the car, în spate nu mai este nimeni. It's literally just you and Mr. Clinton. He goes back to the driver's seat, starts the engine, and starts driving towards Tom's Diner. He's humming a song. After a few moments of maybe uncomfortable silence, he asks you, for how long have you been a patron of Miss Morgana Alexandrova?
Îmi aprind o țigară, pentru că cred că asta era normal pe vremea aia.
Da, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Și stau un pic și mă gândesc și zic, I must have been at least a year now since I've met her. Why do you ask?
Well, I told the happenings to Mr. Knott yesterday, and he took quite an interest of Miss Morgana's. He's been looking for a good quality tarot reader or medium for quite a while now. You know, spiritualists, they're not very common in this area, at least not since the Witchcraft Act of 1735. Whatever other mediums and spiritualists there are, usually they've been either banished or the ones that remain, they're usually con men. But when I saw you going out of that place all shaken, I realized that something must have happened in there. So I told Mr. Knott that Miss Morgana might be the real deal. Would you be inclined to say that?
I would be inclined to say that she is something. Whether she is the real deal or not, I do not know. However, I thought Mr. Knott did not believe in ghosts.
Well, the problem is that he's not really believing in people that pretend they can speak with spirits or see ghosts. As I've just told you, most of them, they're con men, or at least that's what Mr. Knott says. But we cannot recount and ignore what happened yesterday. What really did happen yesterday in there?
Well, we all went in. We had our usual seance. Something that looked like a ghost appeared. Cannot say whether it was real or whether it was a forgery, but it seemed real enough. And then we all left. Madame Morgana was not very inclined to see us again, so if Mr. Knott does go there, could you do me a favor and not mention me?
I don't know if Mr. Knott will visit that place or if anyone will, but your secret is safe with me, rest assured. And as he says that, he opens the glove compartment and takes out a 32 revolver from it. And then îl întoarce and hands it to you. Excuse me for eavesdropping. I heard you speaking yesterday in the car. I think this might come in handy for you.
Well, Mr. Clinton. You do know what a woman wants. Thank you. She will bag and jump.
Ți l-am pus în character sheet. And with that, you hear the brakes screeching, and you arrive at Tom's Diner, where you see outside, you see James O'Toole. He looks unshaven, cu niște cearcăne mari la ochi. He looks like the kind of man who drank all night and never closed an eye.
Good morning, Mr. O'Toole.
Yeah, good morning, I guess.
Rough night?
You may say so.
Very well. Let us have some coffee then before we embark on a new day of investigations.
He also tips his hat to the driver.
John Clinton tips his head back and stays quietly in the car. The engine is running, probably a sign that you guys should hurry a bit with making the plans for this morning.
I will ignore that engine running for the moment. Not my guess.
Bun. Stepping inside the diner, you see that Abigail and Dr. Nevada, they're already in a booth enjoying a breakfast of, I don't know, omelet and strong coffee. Inside the diner is the usual hustle and bustle of Boston worksman's day. Morning with, I don't know, lively music, chattering, the sound of clattering plates, smell of fresh pastry, bagels, and of course coffee and cigarettes. Okay. That's what they did back then.
Proper.
Yeah, you
things.
see the two on the table, like really having a intense discussion. At least Abigail is. There's no way, Professor. You saw with your own eyes. There's no scientific explanation for that. Like, what do you think?
We need to see it more. I cannot just give a comprehensive answer about what happened there if I see just once.
Yeah, we need to take.
It's like a unicorn. I don't know. I never seen it before.
Yeah, we need to take some trails, some evidence. Maybe get some. I don't know. Some equipment to measure the levels of oxygen and whatever they would think at that age about ghosts. Yeah,
If you put this right, we can get funding from the university for this. But we need to put it differently from what we've seen. You know how these things.
Yeah, spiritism would be a good way to, like, the paranormal investigation would be, but we can't talk about it. That's what we signed with the detective. Or here they come right now.
Shit. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We weren't talking about anything weird that happened yesterday, no.
Subtle. have you?
Yeah.
James will
Not just
signal
a
for
hallucination.
coffee. Yes. Nothing subtle from yesterday.
Auziți?
Yes.
Yes.
Da?
Ok. Da, am avut slight technical difficulty. Nu știu, mi s-a deconectat tot ce era Bluetooth, mouse, căști, absolut tot, n-am auzit nimic. Dar it's better now. Very strange.
Perfectly normal phenomenon.
Yeah. Condensation in electrical connections must be.
So, fellow investigators, what is the plan for today? More tarot readings? Anyone?
Who has the map? Can we put the map here? Right. Where were we again? Where is the diner?
Middle.
So, right now... 1 second. The diner is somewhere around here.
Right. N-avem niciun unealtă de pictat pe harta asta?
Ba da, withdraw. What do you want?
Păi să încercuim clădirea, măcar să știm care-s vizitate, care urmează. Eu n-am drone, nu văd butonul de drone stâng acolo.
Nici mie nu mi-apare.
Nu va da voie.
Da, nu ne-a dat voie.
Pencilul?
A crezut că...
Yes. N-am încredere în voi.
Yeah.
Nu ați luat de acolo, la permission.
For good reasons. Anyway, so yeah.
Well, we've been at the tarot reader and we've been at the newspaper and at the library. We have not been at the Call of Records, have
Indeed.
we?
Yes, so where is the Hall of Records again?
Hall of Records is, let's see, somewhere down here.
Nu văd. I'm blind. Okay.
Undeva prin zona asta. One of the... Cam toate se află în zona de aici.
Pune și tu un H
This
acolo.
is the library, imediat.
HR, măcar HR. The HR is looking for you.
Să vedem așa.
Oh, it's the new text location.
Exactly. Okay, that's one. Let's facem fontul mai
O să
mic.
faci mai mic fontul, da.
Ok. Tarot Reader am zis că era undeva pe aici, parcă.
Lângă gară, că ziceam că e cum iese lumea de la gară se duce.
Ah, da. Da. Așa. Aici. Ok. Deci, avem Hall of Records. Here.
Police
is the
station.
Library. Imediat. Library.
So many Hall of Records.
Police station. Somewhere here it's the tarot. And here is the neighborhood.
The church, the neighborhood, the graveyard, they're all there. And there is the sanitarium, which is outside the town.
It's outside.
10
It's
miles?
about a few miles from,
Yeah.
a few miles, 6-8 miles from Boston.
What was the name? Rock?
Roxbury, but you
Roxbury.
don't have anything concrete about it. It's just Ruth from the Boston Globe. She told you that
Right.
when the Macarios went mad in the same year, the Roxbury Sanitarium opened, and she just took a wild guess, saying that maybe because they went mad, they au fost internați in Roxbury Sanitarium.
Is there any city hospital, like a main one, not locals? Any
Well, it's the Mass General Hospital here on the northwest side of Boston.
Okay. Okay, just putting a footnote about it because we can also go look for records there.
Yeah, it is possible.
I think, if I may, I think first we need to find where, if Walter Corbett is dead, or how did he die, or where is he buried, or something like that. Because I think most important, he is the main.
Yeah, for the moment it's our main interest. So Hall of Records it is, and then we can visit the police station, and maybe with all those information gathered, we can go back to library since we are in the vicinity, and then we can decide if we have lunch or do anything else. What do you say? And sips coffee.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Miss
So where do you go?
Miss Maliska, you seem a little disappointed, or not as enthusiastic as yesterday.
Well, after yesterday, I must say I'm a bit confused on what it all means. I spent so long wishing for a sign from the other side, and now that I've gotten it, I feel empty inside. Never mind, nothing a few cigarettes won't fix. Don't worry about me, Mr. O'Toole. I'll be back in my feet in no time.
Is it possible that maybe that sign was not from another side, but from this side, and maybe some forces are trying to influence our investigation? Do you think?
Yeah, it could be a sign of pareidolia, I think it's called. It's like a human's innate tendency to recognize patterns or perceive some.
I know what you mean. It's like when you look at the clouds and you see shapes of
Yeah.
animals, and
That could be a case of that, but
I see.
But to all of us have that, and the same. There's something I didn't read in any paper, anywhere. What do you think, Professor?
There are a lot of papers that say countings of mass hallucination, where multiple people see similar things without any connection, but that would explain.
Professor Nevada, since you are an academic, if you want, you can roll me a knowledge roll. That's a plain education roll. Or if you want your explanation to lead a bit more towards the occult, you could also roll me an occult roll. It's up to you. But my answer will vary depending on what you choose to roll.
Or 50 în occult și 80 în education. Let's go for education. I think I was going to some educated stuff, not occult stuff.
Okay. Okay. You have read and you know and also conducted studies among people who tend to find patterns and tend to be certain that things that they see match in certain patterns, so that their puny brains can pot să le categorizeze și să le ofere informația într-un mod în care ei să o poată digera. Most of the time that is not the reality, it's what they call as a perceived reality. Este modul lor de a putea accepta informația respectivă și cum funcționează creierul lor, and you are pretty sure of that. On the other hand, you are also pretty damn sure that you were not the victim of this sort of, neurological behavior based on what happened yesterday in Miss Morgana's tarot reading or seance session.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And as Abigail says, when the mind is supra-solicited with information or senses, they tend to interpret stuff weirdly. I've read papers about this, but in our case, there is one thing I cannot explain. When these things happen, most of the time they are what is presented is things that are familiar with the person that it's in it. But in this case, I've never seen that woman, and we've seen the same woman at the same time. I don't think Abigail or Latvia, did you know before of that woman?
Of course not. No.
Yeah, if James would have told us beforehand something about her, maybe that will explain things rationally, but in this case, this is a little bit out of ordinary.
I'll tell you one thing. I still cannot exclude the possibility of that being a very elaborated hoax by someone. When I was back in the army, in the war, they used to give us pills in the morning. Sometimes they said they were for vitamins. Other times for to remove the sleepiness. The problem is we all know that they were just drugs to keep us fighting. And sometimes, about mass hallucinations, they can be chemically induced. And I'm not sure that we've breathed fresh air there in that room.
It could be a case of carbon monoxide poisoning that is been known to cause change in perceptions, but not in a mass like too many people at the same time, and you weirdly seeing the same thing. So if it is some sort of hoax, it's a really elaborate and really good production. Honestly, in my scientific opinion, usually the almost obvious response is the truth. It was a ghost. We all seen it.
Can I just interject here, gentlemen? Because it seems to me you could not see the truth if it waltzed in front of your very eyes, which it did yesterday. And you know what? This attracted the attention of Mr. Knott. I know it to be so because John Clinton met me outside my apartment today. How about that?
Oh, which
he did.
reminds me, and I take out the letter and put it on the table. I will give this to Clinton to give it to Knott. A report.
Ok.
Wait, vreau să
E
și eu
în
acolo să văd
mașină,
dacă
e în mașină.
matches. Does it match cu ce am zis eu?
Ce a scris reportul lui James? Da. Da. Nu, oricum James nu s-a focusat prea mult pe...
Am evitat detaliile.
Nu a
Ok,
intrat
păi și
în multe
eu
detalii.
la fel.
Exact, am văzut că both of you were pretty evasive.
Very well.
While you guys are talking, James, because you brought up psychedelics and drugs, dăm, te rog, un combined roll. This is going to be pretty difficult, but give me a combined roll of natural world și intelligence.
How do I do a combined world?
Just roll them both and then enter. Da, dă cu amândouă.
I have no intelligence, habar n-am unde e intelligence.
Ba da, it's not a skill, it's a characteristic.
Sus.
Okay. You do recall smelling some, I don't know, strange smells, almost natural. Like there was definitely incense and the smell of candles burning there, but also some strange herbs. that felt somewhat familiar, but they're not really, you can't really place them anywhere. So you probably decide to keep this information for you.
All right.
It's up to you. That no, there's nothing concludent.
So I will not exclude the possibility of us being under the influence of some chemical factors. Alright.
Bun, iar dacă vrei să-i dai scrisoarea, John Clinton is
Afară. Nu, am scos-o,
still in the
am
car.
scos-o ca să nu ideea, doar așa.
Okay.
Sadly, we can stay here and debate what happened without going back and go through a true investigation and research of what herbs have been used and if any props have been used. We'll never get anywhere. So we should go back on track because this will not lead anywhere. And I know about that because this I'm doing for a living, speaking about stuff that we barely understand.
And it never leads anywhere.
Yeah, that never leads anywhere.
Anyway, it seemed unrelated to our case, right? It was maybe something haunting our dear detective over here, but nothing related to the house that I can see, right?
He'll take the cup of coffee and empty it in one move. Right.
Okay.
Let's get going then.
As you exit the diner and approach John's car, he greets all of you. So, where are you all fine gentlemen and ladies heading to this morning?
Hall of Records first, then we'll visit the police station and we'll see after that what's going on. Oh, and by the way, this is for your boss, a report from yesterday's results.
Își întinde mâna, ia scrisoarea și o pune la piept. Yes, thank you. I will make sure he is given the letter along with a thorough brief of the results of your investigation today.
Right.
Bun. Se vede sceana?
The Hall of Records.
Bun. As you make your way inside the Hall of Records, since this is a public place, there are a couple of guards at the entrance, generally big cops or boys in blue. They look at you, but they don't ask any questions because this is a public place after all. Inside, you see a nice elderly lady, a clerk, who is taking in notes for whatever areas of interest you want to inquire the record for. As you approach her, says, yes, how may I be of service?
Good day. We are here to inquire about some events that might have happened in the past, and as well as for some development area next to, I don't remember what the fuck it was, in the northeast of Boston.
The northeast, yeah, let's say
In the
north neighborhood.
We are a group of reporters. We are working on an article.
Oh, reporters, you are always digging up to pass. Just can't let things die, can't you?
Well, respectfully, this is the Hall of Records. It's important to know the history, the great history of our country, right?
Yes, sweetie, in that you are very right. So I'll get those records for you. You want developments in the north area, and what was
Yeah,
that?
especially this address, this house here at this address. And I give him the address of the house in question. And also, can we get the record of Mr. Walter Corbett? Like date of birth, date of death, his business and life.
Yeah, civilian.
Where is he buried?
Any
stuff like that.
records of his.
She takes out. Carnețel, And she starts digging. She starts noting everything. So that's the northern area, and what records we have for that one, and a particular Mr. Walter Corbett. Okay. Anything else of interest?
Also the records from what's called the House of de la judecătorie. Criminal court records.
Okay.
The court.
Honey, those you have to go to the police. Those are not public records. But let's see if I find anything that leads me there. Maybe I can put in a good word for you at the police station. And she winks.
Winking back. Struggling to wink back.
Bun, dați-mi, să facem așa. Give me a law check, James, and the rest of you, library use check.
Too much.
Am undeva, dar chiar că se vede că spends all his time in the library. And Abigail? Nu. Abigail a dat, mai e Ladia.
I'm sorry.
Isa?
1 second. Mi-am pierdut zarurile. Erau aici, I swear. Ok, asta și asta sunt împreună. Bun. Nu, 93. Deci nu.
That's a fail.
Da.
Bun. In that case, I'm gonna go this way. The nice clerk lady, which you never even bothered to ask her name, comes with a bunch of records and old books, genul ăla de, nu știu, carnete de la mari, gen, nu sunt A4, A3, știi, cu ledgers, stuff like that. După care very nicely pune tot felul de bookmarks in them, and she tells you, this is all that I could find. I did spend some time and selected the relevant areas for you guys, and you can find them here, here, and here. And she gives you, let's see. This one, care conțin și information about you, what you found out from the library. O să le pun pe toate în chat imediat. Ok, so, ca să vi le dau cât de cât într-o ordine, fără să vă chinuiți. Yesterday in the library you found out... În primul rând că in 1835 a prosperous merchant builds the house, okay, and then falls ill and sells it to Mr. Corbett. Then in 1852, Walter Corbett is sued by his neighbors, so you also find actele și, mă rog, dosarul de la acest proces here in the Hall of Records. What you find, on the other hand, in the Hall of Records is that găsiți și finalitatea and the fact that Corbett wins the procesul care a fost predat în judecată, da, the lawsuit. And apparently he died in 1866. și că încă trăia în casă. And his dying wish din 1866 a fost că, zic, Corbett să fie înmormântat in the basement. Bineînțeles că de la asta s-a deschis un alt proces, fiindcă no one actually wanted to bury him there. And looking around, very suspiciously, aparent nu reușiți să găsiți information why, care a fost outcome-ul acelui proces. However, from the area, the research, because you also asked to research the area, găsiți prin dosare că there is a civil court record of a certain Reverend Michael Thomas, okay, who was a pastor of the Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord, Granter of Secrets. Și găsiți că there is a record that this pastor, Michael Thomas, was the executor of Corbett's will. So whatever Corbett had in his will, including the fact that he wanted to be buried in the basement of his house, this guy was the executor.
Then can we ask information about this chapel of contemplation and the church of mentioned there?
Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord, Granter of Secrets. Of course, the nice lady says, I knew you would want to find information about that. I already have it prepared for you here. And she slides in a few more records. V-am zis că o să măresc un pic pacing-ul ca să putem să ne încadrăm astăzi, așa că dacă nu vă place, let me know, dar există riscul să nu terminăm. So,
Da, e ok așa.
Da, e ok.
Mhm.
within the records, as you search them, James, if you want, you can push that law skill
No.
that you failed.
No, I don't.
Okay, bun.
Stai, păi,
In that case,
care e faza cu law? Vreau și eu să știu.
I asked James to give me a law skill, which he failed, in relation to having the clerk give him some information about police records and the less public ones, or at least put in a good word for him at the police station, but he failed it.
Trec și eu să vorbesc cu ea.
Da, sigur, by all means.
O să zic, I will take her aside and I'll say, look, we live in a man's world today. Can you just help a sister out? And we'll be out of her hair in no time. We just need to get track of these police records, and then we'll be just out of here. Otherwise, we're just gonna keep searching and digging and coming back here for days. It's really just a hassle for everyone, isn't it?
Honey, I gave you everything that's publicly available. If you want, you can come all day long from here. But the public available files are all here, all indexed and nicely laid out and prepared for you. If you want to find out more information, you will have to go to the police station and check the files there, or at least get a clearance from the police. I'm afraid my hands are tied. I don't know how much I can help you with.
Do you know anyone at the police who can help us expedite?
Give me a law or a charm.
Okay, charm. I'm trying to make friends with her. Charm. Okay. 0 și 5, deci asta înseamnă 5.
Da. Wow. It's like a fucking extreme success.
Super.
Stai să notez și charm. Adică, de fapt, nu mai notez, oricum nu o să mai facem nimic. Wow. You journalist, you are tenacious. and you especially, young lady, you remind me, you remind me of myself when I was your age. Once I set my mind on something, I never let go. Like the bulldog. Mary the bulldog, they used to call me.
Și o să zic, uf, uf.
While you go through these records, I'll go make a couple of phone calls. And if I can, no promises, but if I can arrange anything, there'll be someone expecting you at the police station with papers for this particular case. Would that be okay?
It will be more than okay, Mary. You are so courageous yourself. Thank you so much.
I'm doing it for the fine people of Boston. Well, as she goes to make the phone calls, going through the records that she so neatly arranged and indexed for you guys, you find that the Register of Churches notes the closure of the Chapel of Contemplation in 1912. You also vedeți niște schițe with the development area and you quickly realize că este fix biserica aia care v-am zis că it burned, ok? Care se afla in the neighborhood. Vă dați seama unde era? Și vă dați seama că that's the chapel. There are also some references to the Chapel of Contemplation in criminal court records about various actions taken in 1912. However, there are no actual records, and you realize that this is exactly what Mary was telling you, that to get information for those records, you have to go to the police station. They're not in the public hall of records.
Am terminat aici? Mergem la poliție?
Yeah, so Mary returns after you guys finish finding the records, and she tells you, look, I talked with someone, and she's a good friend of mine, a clerk, but with a lot of experience in the police station, and the good fine man in blue respect her a lot. I told her that some journalists will come. Just tell the clerk at the entrance that Mary from the Hall of Records sent you, and make sure that he'll make sure that you get the files.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. That's extremely helpful.
With pleasure, honey. Anytime. Anything for the fine people of Boston.
We'll get out of your hair now. Și mergem. Bănuiesc?
Yep. So, where are you heading next?
Police?
La poliție, da.
So we found out Mr. Cobbett is actually dead. So, but he might be buried in that house.
You found out that in 1866 there is an obituary. So he died, and in his dying will, he said that he wanted to be buried in the basement. A lawsuit was opened against this because it's basically illegal to bury people in your basement. And you also found that there is a Reverend Michael Thomas, who was a pastor of the nearby church from the neighborhood, who was called the Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord Granter of Secrets, who was the executor of the will. Nu știți exact cum s-a terminat procesul, doar că, în vedere că tipul ăsta, Michael Reverend Thomas, was the executor, presupuneți că he got his will done. Și că biserica a fost închisă și arsă în 1912, că există some criminal records și police actions against that place, doar că nu știți care sunt those criminal records and police actions, because, well, it's not public.
Okay.
Bun.
Stai 2 secunde. În my research am dat vreodată de numele ăsta, Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord, Grantor of Secrets, că e destul de ciudat, de obicei nu e ceva ce ar fi. De obicei sună și dacă este un rol super.
Știu că sună mai mult a un cult, doar că în realitate, să știi că și bisericile și de la noi, dacă te duci și întrebi un preot exact cum se numește biserica, că nu știu, noi zicem Biserica Titulescu or something like that, dar de fapt ele au nume de genul Sfânta Maria, Făcătoarea de minuni, Storcătoarea de lacrimi, marți 13 cu lună plină.
Deci nu e ceva dubios.
That's how churches are actually named.
Ok.
Dar,
există și în ortodoxie Sfintele Taine, deci poate să fie Grantor of Secrets, nu e neapărat ocult.
Exact. Adică nu este ceva... Când afli gen the full name of a church, în general e ceva de genul ăsta. Dar fiindcă tu mi-ai mai întrebat odată if you know anything about that church, dacă ți-aduce aminte și te-am zis că you can give me an archaeology. Exact. I will grant you history check. Okay? To try and remember if that name does ring a bell, you being such a bookworm, maybe you've read something about it in the past.
Let's see. 78. No.
You wanna push it?
The name does... Da, wanna push it? You can always push, but there might be some consequences.
Care este consecința?
It might uncover, I don't know, something quite bad from some bad memory from your childhood. Maybe, nu știu, ți-aduce aminte of a fire that you've been through, având în vedere că biserica asta a ars. And you might take some sanity damage.
Let's see.
It might uncover, so maybe it happens a bit later.
I remember something very important.
No.
Deci nu numai că ți-aduce aminte de foc, dar tu l-ai pus.
Da, eu eram acolo.
Let's see how we play this. So, as you guys are in the car on your way to the police station, you see that Abigail is quite
Wait, cine a dat rolul? Nevada.
Da.
Nevada, pardon. Așa, sorry. You see that Nevada is quite caught up in his own memories and minds and thoughts. He's awkwardly quiet. Nevada, the name does sound familiar to you, but you can't really place it. You know that the church burned, and as you think really hard about it, you remember that in your youth, when your daughter was she was a newborn, the house that you initially lived in with your wife burned because of the candles that were in the Christmas tree. You have a flashback of that memory when the whole Christmas tree lit up on fire. You see the fire spreading on the ceiling of the room și o bârnă de aia din lemn care ardea destul de puternic fix deasupra creierului fetiței tale. You remember you rushing through să îți iei copilul de acolo în momentul în care bârna aia în flăcări cade, it falls on your back, you protect your kid. The memory is so vivid and living that give me a sanity check.
Please don't go mad in the car. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You take 1 point of sanity damage, and you also take 1 hit point of damage, as that memory hits you so hard that you literally feel the hit din bârna aia de foc as it hits your back. And the fire spreads all over your back. Give me also a sanity check, pardon, an intelligence check, please. Okay. As it hits you, you see in your baby newborn's daughter's face, I mean, in her eyes, the fire as she was looking to at the ceiling, as you hold her screaming with your back in flames. You wake up in the car. You let out a scream, and the rest of you, all of you, strangely, you kind of smell smoke in the car.
Well, yeah, it's someone is smoking already in the car.
Do you need your medicine? Do you need your medicine, Professor?
No, I think I slept a little. I don't know.
Maybe I take a little sip of your bottle. That
Can we
always,
get
calms you.
those windows down? I need some air. Oh, so much smoke in here. Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay. I just need some air. Phew.
Well, don't worry, Professor Jackson. We're all a little bit on edge since yesterday. Everything is perfectly fine.
I forgot to mention this, but it was obvious. If anyone of you wants to step out of this investigation, feel free to do it. The sooner the better. Very well.
Mr. O'Toole, I don't understand you that well. I thought you were here to make some money.
I also don't want to be in the newspaper seeing my name as responsible for the sanity or the health of some distinguished Boston citizens. So
Sure, we could even do that nowadays after we've signed that lengthy contract.
well, I'm just making sure that you are fit to the job. So, are you fit, Mr. Professor?
I just had a little nightmare.
Nightmare?
Nothing to.
In full day?
You, me, everybody here, we had a little sleep these days, so it happens. This is a normal reaction of the body when you are sleep deprived.
Was everything
You
okay
didn't-
at home with your wife? With your missus?
If I can say, luckily she was asleep, so I could do my research in peace last night.
Luckily.
Yeah, luckily. I don't know. I don't want to speak about it. I know.
As you guys make your way inside the police station, the place is pretty crowded. You see that you normally expect in a big central police station like this one. There are lots of lowlives, a lot of Negroes, working girls, and the good man in blue, overworked, underpaid. Cu fețele lungi, acrite și sicurite. One of them stays at the front desk immediately as you step in. He has a huge mug of coffee in front of him. Deși e cam la mijlocul zilei acum, să zicem. He's probably on the third or fourth coffee. Seeing you approach, he looks at you curiously, takes out a ledger, puts it in front, and If you want to report a crime, you have to give me your full name and statements here. You do know how to write, right?
Given the fact that I'm a published author, I would be surprised if I didn't. But tell me, dear officer, could we may have see some records? I have been sent by Mary from the Hall of Records.
Oh, I had no idea we are in the presence of Her Majesty here. Please fill in your names and statements. The guy doesn't even listen to you.
Okay. This will be a bad time to whip out my gun.
Listen here, motherfucker.
I look at Mr. O'Toole and I raise my eyebrows.
All right. Does he have a name tag or something?
Yeah, you can see his name is Officer O'Malley.
Malley. Listen,
Officer Essentials Kit, yeah, it works better now. Nu știu asta în fața acum.
uleiuri esențiale sau ce?
Never mind, hi, go.
Well, good day, officer. It's I'm Peter. Peter. I'm James O'Toole, private investigator. Yes. With some colleagues of mine, we are in an active investigation, and I would appreciate a bit of help from you in finding some records. If I need to make a written request, it's fine by me. I know how to write. I was helped by my friends here, and I put a bill on the desk. $5, I guess.
Okay. Give me a law check, but do it with a penalty die, because officers don't really take well to, at least in the 1920s, being bribed.
All right. Roll difficulty sau unde era penalty?
Dai la penalty.
Bonus dice. Bonus dice minus 1 sau?
Dai minus 1, da.
Uf.
Aproape.
Do you want to push that?
Hai.
No, but
Since this is a...
I would spend luck.
Okay. Da, exact. You can only spend 3 luck to pass it. Parcă ai 50 pe loan, nu?
Are 40.
40? Okay, you can spend 13 points of luck if you want.
Yep.
Bun. Perfect. So, in that case, the guy looks at you. I think I know you. You're that private investigator who's bringing in all the working girls back.
Someone has to take care of them.
Why are you here? Who are these people? You suddenly picked his interest. And also says, and I think you dropped something here. You dropped it, right? And he points at the $5 bill that you placed on his desk.
I take it without any comment, and I say we are hired by some very, very high hotshot from the city. I can't even tell you his name. I simply cannot. And I
understand.
I emphasize cannot.
Okay.
And I really want to provide him with a good result, so we would like to see the records of from the criminal court, I guess, and also from există și civil court și criminal court?
Civil court, yeah, basically the Hall of Records.
Okay,
That's where you have records of all the civil lawsuits. Criminal, yeah, it's at the police station, sau mă rog, whatever. Mai e ceva mai sus, dar it doesn't matter. It's at the police
So, yeah,
station for... okay.
Records of the criminal court regarding chapel of contemplation fire, maybe, and whatever happened with the records there, and a certain Reverend Michael Thomas, a pastor or a reverend, I don't even know.
Michael Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's a pastor or a reverend, or if
It's a pastor. He's a pastor. He's a pastor at the church. You see, Officer O'Malley, he's raising his eyebrow a bit. It's okay.
This should happen before 1912 or around 1912.
He starts writing it down on an agenda. So you want records for the Chapel of Contemplation, 1912, and Pastor Michael Thomas. Look, I'll go in the back and I'll see what I can do. Even though you're not necessarily one of us, we do take care of our own. So
all for the city.
I'll go talk to old Rosalie. She knows all the records out here. Maybe she can prepare something for you. But I still need all of you to sign yourselves in the ledger here. It's normal.
Sure.
Și da, e gen dacă te duci să anything you have to write yourself in the ledger of the police station.
Sure, I sign myself J.O'Toole P.I.
By the way, am o întrebare. Sanity-ul nu ne se dă înapoi sau cum? Că data trecută am folosit 5 și acum...
Nu, sanity-ul nu se dă înapoi, sanity-ul se câștigă when you get really, really good with a skill, like you go over 90, sau you finish an investigation, you come to a conclusion, something that returns or gives you peace of mind. That's when you regain sanity. There is, however, a limit of sanity that you can lose daily before you go temporarily insane. So if you lose more than 5 or 10 points, I'm not sure, daily, so within a day of sanity, you go temporarily insane.
La mine scrie 0 din 11.
De ce la mine e 5 din 10? Adică n-ar trebui să fie iar la 0, că am pierdut data trecută.
Ba da, ai pierdut 5 data trecută, da, și e 10, pentru că e în funcție de willpower, așa.
Cred că ai un buton de reset pe...
Poți dau reset? Cum dau reset? Asta o fi, da, gata, daily. 0 din 9 acum, zice, ok.
Da, că ți-a mai scăzut sanity-ul un pic.
Da, okay,
exact,
okay.
total sanity. Da. Bun. After about 30 minutes of waiting, perioada în care some other officer came to the front, you see Officer O'Malley with a bunch of papers, dosare. Intră cumva în pragul ușii, nu se duce la actual at the desk și vă face semn to follow him.
During those 30 minutes, I would make sure to tell Professor not to oogle the working girls that much.
Well, I will not do that. I have a wife. I have a kid.
Un minut, stați un pic.
Exactly. You have a wife.
I'm an old man now.
I heard that excuse before.
Oh shit, I forgot you are an investigator. You heard all the excuses. I don't have any then. No. When I'm doing my job, I'm professional here. I'll never do that.
Back, îmi cer scuze. Okay, back, sorry. I had a little emergency. Okay. So, the guy signals you to follow him. Do you follow him?
Sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. He takes you in one of those, nu știu, camerele alea de interogatoriu, mese de metal și scaune de metal și un perete de la din oglindă, sigur l-ați văzut în filme. Says, look, these are not public records. Actually, I have no idea how you got to inquire them, but apparently Rosalie insisted, for some reason that I don't understand, to give you access to these files. But you understand that I really need to keep this on the down low, so I can't come with them in the open. You can study them here, but nothing has to be missing. You can't take anything outside of this room. Just take your notes and leave, okay? And Rosalie told me that Mary sends her regards.
Who's Mary?
The clerk.
Oh no,
From the Hall of
I'm
Records.
asking around.
Yeah, that's the spirit, says Mr. O'Toole. Officer O'Toole, as he gives you the files, and then leaves out of the room and closes the door behind him. Now, going through the files, you see that these files concern a secret raid that was done on the Chapel of Contemplation. The police raid was occasioned by affidavits swearing that members of the church were responsible for the disappearance of neighborhood children from that area. During the raid, 3 policemen and 17 cult members were killed by gunplay or fire. Autopsy reports are singularly lacking detail and are uninformative, as though the coroner had not actually performed the examinations. And it gets even more curious, as 54 members of the church were arrested, but all but 8 of them were released. The records hint of illegal intervention in proceedings by an important local official, offering stories of the battle, the biggest criminal action in the city's history that never appeared in print. So everything that actually happened there, and it was a bloodbath, was covered up, and nothing, no official record of it exists. Especially Pastor Michael Thomas, who was arrested and sentenced for 40 years in prison on 5 counts of second-degree murder, and he escaped from prison in 1917 and fled the state, and nu se mai știe nimic de el.
Wow.
So you guys quickly realize that
So
the story is a bit more deeper than you actually gave it credit for.
So can we assume that the church burned during this raid?
Yes, definitely the church burned during this raid. And the people,
Because they
I
can
think I'm
cover
not
the
going
incident, but they cannot cover the fire. The people would
Yes.
remember a fire of the church. Okay.
ce tati?
Nu am de burgere acum.
Nu, să nu pun acum, mai încolo.
Burger.
Sorry.
Deci, tipul ăsta care era executorul la Will, de fapt era un nebun care a omorât oameni, nu?
And kidnapping children, at least to what the authorities, to the people in the neighborhood said.
Și cine l-a raiduit pe el? Deci el era în...
The police.
Ok, police, ok.
Da, deci poliția s-a sesizat, au făcut un raid asupra the church. It was a whole bloodbath with the members of the church fighting against the police. Several policemen and a lot of cultists, let's call them, died in the process. However, once it was all quieted down, it was covered up. There were no autopsies, no examinations, no official records from the captured cult members. About, all of them except 8 were released. Și this pastor, în 1917, a scăpat din închisoare. you have no idea how și nu se mai știe de nimic de el de atunci.
Interesting. So he's basically still around. Asta a fost foarte recent. No?
Da,
Fled the state.
s-a întâmplat acum 3 ani, practic. But he fled the state, da.
Alright.
Sau, mă rog, presupune că he fled the state.
And there are no...
And with that, e cam după amiază.
Okay.
2-3.
One last question. There are no information about the second trial, right? The lawsuit about...
No, you failed to
execution.
find any of the information.
execution of the will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, you only found out that this guy, Michael Thomas, was the executor of the will. That you do not know the outcome of the second trial. You just found out că ăsta was the executor of Walter Corbett's will.
All right.
Atât. Because you did not all roll succeed. Și nu mai e nevoie să vă mai duceți la library, fiindcă am combinat ce mai rămăsese de aflat în library cu Call of Cthulhu. Just so you know.
This is disgusting and concerning, to say at least.
Yeah, I think we need to go there. We need to visit this church and this property.
I suppose.
We are moving. We are not going to the madhouse.
Oh, the sanitarium.
I don't think we have a lot to go on for there.
Yeah, we can ask. I also like the outskirts of Boston.
I would rather avoid going to the madhouse. I think we're all mad enough as it is. We should just get this over with as soon as possible. Don't you agree?
I'll tell you this: if there is the smallest chance to talk to an actual witness from the house, we should take it. And it will only cost us a few hours of travel.
It will cost you the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Dar
Deci-
zic în mod pragmatic, mai avem 2 ore jumate și nici măcar n-am fost intrat în casă, nici măcar n-am văzut-o.
Yes, but James' interest
Yeah,
is
it's okay.
James's interest is to drag on to get more money
Okay,
by day, you know.
that's fine.
Autocar este interesat de story, să văd ce se întâmplă și acum.
He
Okay,
doesn't say it out loud, but yeah, he wants to drag a bit more to milk some more money. Diurna.
very well.
Eu am zis că grăbim un pic pacing-ul, dar nu vreau să facem în detrimentul poveștii. So, oricum, în principiu, once you get in the house, and whatever happens there, that's the end. Dar nu vreau să stricăm din story și asta doar ca să try to cram it in one session. Dacă o mai fi nevoie să mai facem o dată, jumătate de oră sau o oră, that's it, găsim un moment când să-l facem. Oricum, material pentru încă o sesiune full nu mai e, deci aia n-are sens.
Okay.
Okay.
Bun, so, what's the plan? What do you guys want to do?
So it's e 2 la 2, nu? Cine vrea să meargă și cine nu.
I will defer to you as our employer, Mr. O'Toole. I trust that you're a man who sees sense.
I'll tell you what. Maybe we can make a decision with full stomachs. On full bellies, you can see the things differently.
It's just about to mention dinner. How fortuitous. Is Italian okay?
Sure.
No, I hate Italians. No, I'm joking. You can go to... I'm
Putem să luăm
just trying to
și,
defuse the situation.
if you want, we can gain some time and have to go. I don't know, pizza to go in the car while traveling to the madhouse.
Nu cred că pizza to go was a thing in the 20s. Not sure about it. So
We can take calzone.
I would much prefer sitting at a table and enjoying my meal. Thank you very much. Afterwards, feel free to drive me to this sanatorium. But please don't leave me there.
The thought never crossed my mind.
I'm sure it didn't.
Alright, so let's have dinner or lunch or whatever and then convince John to drive us to the sanitarium quick.
Okay. Well, so you go to a nice Italian pizza place that, I don't know, Nevada knows? Or Abigail? Cine vrea.
Well, eu am sugerat, așa că...
Okay, then Latvia knows. Unde e pe
It
hartă?
will be called the Pasta Master.
Asta.
Aici.
Okay. Let's put a pin on it. Cum ai zis? Pasta masta?
Mhm.
It's very 1920s. Bun. As you're enjoying lunch, John Clinton also joins you for to grab something to eat, and asks you. So, you want to go to the Roxbury Asylum next? Do I understand correctly?
Yes, just
Indeed.
a quick visit.
Although it's not far from Boston, about 30 minutes drive. We should be back by nightfall. That's okay with you?
Indeed, that's the plan.
Fine then.
Yeah,
Aveți mai faceți ceva?
nothing special, as special as visiting an asylum in the evening.
Fair.
It's quieter in the evening. Allegedly.
Ok. I think we can go.
Bun. Mai vrea cineva să facă ceva de pasta masta?
Să iau o pizza la pachet, numai așa de-al naibii.
Înțeles. Ok. You're inventing to go.
No, I mean the leftovers, just so you know.
Înțeles. Bun. As you finish your lunch and it goes towards say the Cambridge Bridge here, and outside of Boston on its way to the Roxbury Sanitarium, the roads also take you guys in front of the tarot reading place, where you see that the place is locked. The sign has been taken off. John doesn't say anything, just passes by casually, and then carries on his way towards the sanitarium, the asylum, sorry. Ignore it, dacă spune Parkview Sanitarium, dacă mi s-a părut apropiat poza.
How many people are around except us?
At the sanitarium?
Yeah, around the place, the zone, what I see from just
Well,
around.
având în vedere că este outside of Boston, definitely there aren't many people around. It's basically a big second. Okay. It's basically a big old-fashioned building. Pare să fie exteriorul, pare să fie recent renovat and repurposed. It's that sort of building that previously was probably used by some sort of rich family, and acum a intrat în posesia statului, and the state repurposed it as a newly opened, equipped sanitarium for what you normally call loonies, let's say. Outside it's a big park. The weather is quite dank. It's pretty chilly. almost feels like it's going to start raining soon. Occasionally, you hear people screaming from inside, but you're pretty sure that that's normal, given the fact that this is a home for crazy people. Doesn't seem to be any guards outside. Occasionally, you see from the windows people wearing white robes. Trec pe coridoare, and the occasional lights that flicker inside. There's definitely someone there.
Well, here we are. My worst nightmares come true. Shall we?
Yes, we shall. I tried the door. I can open.
The door opens.
Okay, nice.
Inside, you hear a scream. "Ah! Not me! Not me!" You see some people running și în spatele lor some nurses, male nurses, încercând să imobilizeze pe cineva. There's a really strong smell of urină and dezinfectant, clor, alcohol. It's something like a hospital, but definitely darker and more depressing.
James will
There's
turn.
no one there to greet you.
James will turn to the others and say, "As I said, it's quieter in the evening."
I sure hope so. Don't they medicate people here? I was expecting to see more corpses walking around rather than this.
James will shrug. Whatever. It's
Very well,
let's
let us
find
find a nurse or a
yeah.
doctor. Mă uit în jur să văd. Ar fi vreun nurse
Uh,
sau doctor?
Desk or someone that
Most of the normal, let's say normal people that you see there sunt nurses, which are tending to cei internați. As you are looking around, la un moment dat din spatele vostru, auziți gen tocuri și heels going down some stairs. Când vă întoarceți, you see a young, let's say 30-year-old lady. She's very tall, thin, very nice looking, almost too nice looking for this place. Are genul ăla de clipboard în mână. She's taking some notes and la un dat auzit că țipă la cineva de sus. And do not forget the pills at 4 o'clock, okay? Then she approaches and looks at you. Yes? Hello? Are you in the right place?
Is
Hello
it
there.
A lady, you said?
Da, e femeie.
May I inquire to whom I am speaking?
I am Dr. Elizabeth Jones. And you might be?
Hopefully not your new patient, Mrs. Jones.
She chuckles. I do love some patients like you.
My name is Latvia Maliska, and I'm a journalist based in Boston. Would you mind if we just ask you one question, please? We're doing a really interesting piece at the minute.
Investigators or journalists? What do you say your occupation is?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I see. Well, I might be able to help with a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
James will take out the same bill that he tried to use at the police
Oh,
station.
come on! Ok, să scot pistolul, nu? Either this or that. No, ok. Las pe Jane să facă de râs singur întâi și apoi.
Perhaps this will...
Continue să...
Yeah, yes. Perhaps
Okay.
this will help.
Se uită la tine. And cât ai tu pe psychology, James?
Nu am alea default.
It's okay. She looks at you.
Ah, nu, scuze, mă uitam la psychoanalysis. 60 am pe psychology.
Okay. She looks at you and she îți pune mâna peste mâna în care aveai bani. No, seriously, there's no need for that. But uitându-se, like almost she's piercing your eyes. I'd love to take a jab at you at some time. Purely professional speaking. Don't get me wrong. Regardless, yeah, well, you have that look in your eyes, a look that I find it very common to the people that are registered here.
Well, do you have many war veterans?
War veterans, you say? Well, you'd be surprised. Yes, we have quite a few of them here.
No, I wouldn't be. So, of course, you see something in my eyes.
That's interesting. Perhaps you would like to come visit and we can talk at length. Perhaps some other time. I'm in quite a bit of a hurry at the moment. So please tell me if there's anything that I can help you with. Are you here visiting relatives or anything else? Otherwise,
Yes.
I really have to get back to my business.
Yes, relatives. The Macarios, please. Can we visit them?
The Macarios? No one visited them since they got in, actually. What's your business with them?
It's about the property they stayed. We want to make sure that the things left over do not belong to them. Or if they do, to be returned to the proper owners.
Well,
they left quite in a hurry, so yeah.
I can arrange for you to visit them. Fortunately, you're just in time for the evening visiting hours. But I don't know how much help they're going to be. The husband, he lost it completely. I don't think that you could have a dialogue with him. The wife, well, it depends on her mood, I suppose. You might give it a try. You might try both of them if you want. But I honestly hope that they can be of help. But you have to promise me 2 things, Mr. James. 1, that you will not upset my patients. And second, that you will come back so we can have a lengthier talk. Let's say next weekend.
I size her from head to toe and try to gauge if her interest is
psychology.
If it's purely professional or anything else.
You're pretty sure that her interest is definitely purely professional, and you also have a hint of you've noticed a hint of concern in her tone of voice.
I can make no promises because my schedule is hectic, but I will try.
Fine, I suppose that's as good as I will get straight answer from the likes of you. Well, I really have to return to my patients. You see, sometimes I have the feeling that spending so much time here, I'm gonna go crazy as well. Well, regardless, Billy! And you see immediately like genul ăla de male nurse foarte musculos așa și transpirat with the, I don't know, plumber butt crack showing like a wheelchair with a very large like attitude like Urang. And the guy comes, yes, please take this gentleman here and their ladies to the Macarios. They see their family. Yes, miss. Yes. So, The guy takes you through the hallway. Mergeți la un dat într-un lift, genul ăla de lift cu mâneri și cu uși de alea de... Da, cu uși de alea de... nu plasă, nu știu cum le zice. Nu sunt uși, gen see-through, știi, le tragi așa. It screeches as it goes to the basement level of the building, through a corridor, quite dark. Billy turns on the lights de la un potențiometru de ăsta de reglează intensitatea. You see that the lights keep flickering on and off, and as the lights flicker, some of the patients start screaming in rhythm of the light. Billy says, "Don't worry, you're gonna get used to it at some time. You just ignore them. Now follow me. The Macarios are at the end of the hallway." The whole atmosphere is quite creepy. Billy tells you that this area is gen for ăștia total duși cu capul. Auziți diverse scrimete, țipete, plânsete, screeching on the walls and doors, thumbs that are coming from different rooms. As you guys reach the end of the corridor, Billy says, Vittorio is on the left and Gabriela is on the right. Whom do you want to speak with?
Gabriela?
Fine, Gabriela it is. He opens the door and tells you, just before, adică bagă cheia în ușă și înainte să deschidă. One thing, keep a safe distance from her and try and not get her mad. She has occasional bouts of madness that it happens sometimes to end up in very violent outbursts. And uitându-se la Abigail and Latvia, I hope it's not too much for your sensible natures, Mrs.
I assure you it will be quite fine. Thank you very much.
Abigail pops a pill.
I light up a cigarette, because why not?
Because no one was saying anything there at that time. Bun. As he opens the door, inside it's a small, dimly lit room. It's a bed, a cupboard, a table, o găleată pentru a-și face nevoile și pereții sunt capitonați. Inside, you see a frail 40-year-old, let's say, woman. She looks very disheveled. Nu are cămașă de forță, e liberă să meargă prin cameră. The door opens. Ea stă cu spatele la perete și se dă așa, gen cu capul stă cu spatele la ușă, cu fața la perete, se dă așa cu capul de perete. Is that food? She asks, as Billy says. No, Miss Macario. You have some visitors. They say they're family. I don't have family. My family is dead. What do you guys do?
That's okay, Billy. We can take over from here.
Dacă mi-am înțeles bine, ea a avut copii? Parcă ea a murit, nu?
Da.
Okay.
Nu.
Sau ce s-a întâmplat?
Nu se știe ce s-a întâmplat cu copiii.
Deci nu știe ce s-a întâmplat, ok. Hello, Gabriela. My name is Nevada. Here are my colleagues with me. She notices us, or she stops from beating her head on the wall?
Yeah.
Continue.
Se oprește din head and she turns around. I don't know you. You're not family. What do you want from me? And she starts to be terrified that she paces down a bit.
Billy a plecat?
Da, Billy a ieșit. He's on the corridor. Car.
That's all right, Mrs. We are here to hear you. We are here to listen to your story.
That look. You have the same eyes. No, get out of the room. You're here to hurt me. You want to hurt me.
No, we do not want to hurt you, or at least I don't. I'm just trying to understand the past and what happened, and help you move forward and heal from it.
I would like all of you to roll me psychology.
Okay.
If anyone wants to take their chance with psychoanaliză, that might be even better, dar probabil că aveți șanse destul de mici să reușiți. Check.
Ok, dau cu psihologie.
Nice.
Eu sunt fail 65.
Big fail.
So, James and Nevada, both of you, as males, nu știu cum să pun asta.
Hai, fii misoginist până la capăt. Hai, come on, go.
Go full in.
Do it.
All in.
Okay, so both of you as males, you recognize on her face that she has been abused, and you deduct that it could be that she's terrified of speaking to males or having males in the room, and it would probably, you think that it could be an idea if you would leave the ladies talking to her and you would leave the room. She might feel a bit more comfortable. You see that she acts exactly like a cornered prey who doesn't know where to back out anymore.
Nevada, I just remember I have to show you something outside.
Yeah, I understand.
Mă duc, dacă vreți, între timp puteți să vă duceți la Victorio.
Mă duc, trec pe lângă Abigail, îi șoptesc. I think she's afraid of men. I think if we leave, it'll be easier for you to speak with her.
Okay, I'll do my best, but I don't know.
I'll just trust that you're doing your best, and I'm out.
Highly intuitive. Well, it's just us, Miss West, isn't it? And Mrs. Macario here. Shall we sit down?
Let's do some girl talk.
Immediately as the men leave the room, you see that Miss Gabriela începe să se mai destindă, se așează pe pat și pare să vorbească aproape normal cu voi acum. Yes, excuse the mess from the room. I wasn't expecting visitors. I don't even know how long it's been since I've been here. No one ever visited me. Oh my God, the kids! Do you know anything of the kids?
Well, that's what we're here to find out, Mrs. Macario. We are searching for the truth of what happened to your family, and rest assured that once we do know the truth, we will come back to you and tell you all about it. But first, we just need some information, context, to try to understand what happened.
Yeah, can you start at the beginning when you first moved in the house?
That house is something, a vile presence in there. It started occurring not long after we moved, probably a couple of weeks, less than a month for sure. First, there were the weird electricity problems, the fuse box in the kitchen. We found it turned off most of the time. Definitely the kids didn't have the power to turn down the lever of the fuse box, And well, that was just the beginning. Then there was the furniture. It clankered and moved. We thought that it's haunted, and we called the priest, but the neighborhood priest did not want to approach the house and said that it's nothing for him there and that we should leave. However, we were a poor family and we weren't able to afford any other place to live. The rent was so cheap. We thought that we grabbed God by its fruit for someone to let us live there for such a low price. Definitely a lot lower than the area.
Did you ask the landlord, Mr. Knott? Did you tell him about these strange occurrences in your house, in his house?
Mr. Knott? I'm sorry, I do not know of any Mr. Knott. We got it from a newspaper ad that the place is rented for, and for how much. We met with a nice lady who showed us the house. We put a down payment for 2 months, which was extremely low. We thought that it felt almost like it was free. And then that's it. We never met a Mr. Knott or anything.
Yeah. This lady, do you remember her name?
She starts scratching her head. No, can't really say I remember her name. It was all very rushed. We've never lived in such a big city as Boston before. Vittorio and I, we wanted a fresh start to escape from the atrocities of our national country. We barely managed to make our way here. But I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the lady.
And you said you have kids. How many kids and what's their names?
Well, there's Ricardo and Antonio, both of them. Oh my God, the kids! What happened to the kids? And she goes into another bout of madness as you remind her of the kids.
Deci are doi copii, a zis? Ricardo și Antonio?
After a while, she calms down. Yes, sorry, where was I? So, first it was the electricity, then the furniture. We tried to bring in a priest, but no one wanted to help us. Then Vittorio, he started going to all the flea markets and gathering all the icons and, nu știu, cruci, statuete, and his holy bullshit thing. And we put them everywhere in the house. He was convinced that some evil spirit resided in us. Initially, I thought he was going mad. I mean, I know what I saw, and there was something strange there. But I didn't even believe Vittorio at the start. Up until one night, when I woke up and I seen it leaned over me. Those eyes, God, those eyes, those fiery eyes. It was absolutely terrible. I woke up, I tried to push it, but it vanished right before my eyes. I don't even know now if it was a dream or not. But I woke up in the middle of the night, woke up Vittorio, told him what happened, and in that time we decided that it was best to move. The second day we started packing, and then it happened. We heard dripping from upstairs. Initially we thought that something in the bathroom, someone left the water running. Vittorio went to the bathroom upstairs, and I don't know exactly what happened, but I heard him scream like, oh God, that scream! You shouldn't hear anyone scream like that before. I heard him scream. I rushed up the stairs and I saw him coming out of the third bedroom. He was covered in blood from head to toe. He was covered in blood. He fell on the floor in a tantrum. He was still alive, but he hasn't been like that ever. He hasn't been sane ever since. I grabbed him. We rushed out, went to the neighbors. We told them everything that had happened. We took the kids, and well, the neighbors called the police. The police took us here, and oh God, the kids! Oh God, what happened to the kids? And she goes mad again, ranting about the kids. She doesn't know anything about the kids.
Interesting. Do we have anything else we can ask?
If you want anything specific, but
Does
she
she
keeps
know?
going on about the same.
Does she
Hmm?
does she know what her husband saw in the bathroom, or where did the blood come from? Does she have an idea, or
In the
she didn't
bedroom.
go in? Or in the bedroom? She didn't go in, right?
L-a văzut ieșind in the bedroom. No, I was so scared. I couldn't go and investigate what was there. Imagine seeing your husband coming out covered in blood and screaming like a stuck animal. Definitely. That's a sight to remember.
Was he hurt? Was
He
he
was
injured?
frozen in here.
Was it
No,
his blood?
that was the curious thing. He wasn't hurt. He wasn't injured. He was just mad. He was screaming and mad. The blood wasn't his.
Okay.
There were no visible marks on him.
Oh, thank you very much. We'll get to the bottom of this, and we'll come back and tell you more.
Please tell me about the kids. Please tell me. I need to know what happened to my kids.
Yeah, definitely. That's the most important thing for us right now.
Mrs. Macario, I just want to say, I say as I get up, I have no idea why you are in this institution. I do not believe you are quite mad at all. Everything you have said makes perfect sense and corroborates what we already know about the story. As for worrying about your kids, that is perfectly natural for a mother. I hope we will be able to help you. In any case, I shall see you soon.
Can you give me a charm roll?
Okay. 57 jos pe 50.
As
Are sens să-mi
you say
folosesc lag
that,
pentru asta? Nu știu. 7 puncte.
it's up to you.
Push it.
Okay.
You can also push it if you want.
Balls to the wall. I won't use my luck on a crazy woman in the sanatorium. Okay. 48.
You want to use your luck?
Da. Haide.
Okay.
Numai așa.
In that case, as you say that, femeia literally jumps out of the bed, cade în genunchi în fața ta. She grabs your hand. She starts crying. Își pripește fața de mâna ta, and you can feel her warm tears dripping down the palm of your hand as she says, "No one believes me, but I swear there is an evil presence in that house. It wanted Vittorio the most because he was the strongest of all of us. But I felt like we were drained. Ever since we stepped inside that building, one by one, it was that whatever is there, it was draining on us. And in Vittorio, it took its toll the most. I'm afraid for my kids. I cannot get out of here because no one believes me and everyone thinks that I am crazy. But I swear, Miss Latvia, I swear to dear God Almighty that I am not crazy and something evil is in that house. If you find my kids, if there's any way that you can bring me news, whatever that news is, of what happened to my kids, please do so, and I will be forever in your debt."
And so shall be, Mrs. Macario. And as for the evil presence, if it seeks the strength, then I believe we are in no danger, are we, Mrs. West?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I take my leave. And I promise her that I will be back.
So, very nice. Meantime, sorry pentru că v-am lăsat atâta timp. James and Nevada, what are you strong men up to?
So, as soon as we get out of the room, I take out my flask and I offer it to Billy first and then to the professor. Is Billy accepting?
Billy looks at it. Oh no, sorry. I don't partake. If you have any sensual tea, maybe. Otherwise, no,
Any what?
not here. And you shouldn't bring. It's a tea just de calmare, gen,
Okay.
nu știu, mușețel or whatever. You shouldn't bring alcohol in here. Please make sure to hide it. If Miss Elizabeth sees you with it, she might get mighty angry. Yeah, mighty angry, I say.
Don't worry, she'll not see it. Say, what if we are going to visit the husband while the ladies are conversing there?
Well, I can certainly let you in the husband. Jesus, that came out wrong. Let you in the husband. Let you in the husband's room. Miss Elizabeth said that I should help you with whatever you need, but I don't know how much help it will be. We haven't been able to communicate with him. He just keeps on babbling some nonsense, and that's pretty much it.
Well, doesn't hurt to give it a shot while we're still here.
Let's hear the nonsense.
Okay. He goes, opens the door to the husband's room, fixed right across the hallway from Gabriela's room. Inside the room is dark, even darker than Gabriela's. And in terms of furniture, there's literally just a bed and gata să-și facă nevoile. Toți pereții sunt capitonați, even the door. And you see the husband este legat într-o cămașă de forță, dar, adică nu este legat, scuze. Este îmbrăcat într-o cămașă de forță, dar este lăsat liber cât timp este în cameră. Billy turns towards you and says, I can go in and restrain him for you if you want. However, he's been known to have a violent outburst, but if you don't get him mad, you should be safe. It's up to you. If you want tougher interrogation, I suggest that you let me tie him.
No, I don't want to use violence, and I certainly don't want to provoke any violent reactions. We want to learn the story from him.
I don't know how much you'll be able to learn. However, if you want to talk to him, and by all means, if you think it's safe, step inside.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But you step inside, you see Vittorio. He looks a lot older than you would have expected him to be. He's bald, he's very shriveled. Ochii lui sunt băgați așa în orbită și pupilele sunt foarte, foarte mici. Also given, ceea ce este foarte ciudat, given the fact how dark it was in the room, you would have expected differently. Pielea este foarte ridată și foarte uscată, buzele ei sunt crăpate, arată de parcă n-a mai băut apă de ceva timp. And as you step inside the room, you see că gen trage ca și cum ar vrea să dea la o parte de, nu știu, materialul cu care erau capitonați pereții. Vedeți că și-a făcut așa o zonă unde a dat un pic la o parte, and he keeps scratching the wall there. He's totally oblivious of you being inside the room.
All right. Any symbols, drawing, scratchings while he's doing that?
That's gonna be a spot hidden check. No, not that you can discern. Even though, deși pereții sunt albi și ok, e destul de întuneric în cameră, dar you're pretty sure that there aren't any hidden symbols or anything like that.
He mumbles something?
Yeah, he mumbles something, dar destul de înșoaptă. You would probably have to get closer to him to hear what he says. But he's definitely mumbling, as he's continuously scratching.
I look at Nevada and I don't say anything, but I try to see if he has any ideas how to continue.
I slowly approaching him. Slowly.
Okay.
Ready to dodge any blows if he becomes aggressive by my approach.
I'll stay close to Nevada.
As you are, nu știu să zic, la un metru de el, he still seems to be unaware of you. Și really focusing on să rupă din cârpa aia, din tapiseria de pe perete and scratching whatever was there. Vezi că as you get closer, vezi că his fingernails are busted as the zona unde he was scratching is covered in blood. Și literally își râhie acolo constantly in it. And you hear a bit closer now that he's definitely saying, obsessively repeating something. It's like a tantrum, but you can't really hear what he's saying from there, as he's mumbling for himself. He doesn't seem to be aware that you're in the room with him.
Approaching more to... De fapt, încerc să-mi dau seama ce de la the safe distance that I am right now.
Fiindcă este și cu spatele, and you can't... So you try to focus, dar fiindcă este și cu spatele and zice, șoaptă ceva, give me a hard listen check.
Deci, nu, dacă e foarte greu, mă apropii. Iar, slowly.
Okay.
Da,
so as you slowly approach him, vezi că se întoarce brusc către tine and screams in Latin, "It's in the walls!"
I will pull back Nevada.
Dacă mă trage...
He keeps screaming in Latin obsessively, "It's in the walls! It's in the walls! It's in the walls!"
Does he notices us or he screams?
Oh yeah, he notices you. Și se întoarce gen către voi as you're pulling Nevada Nevada back. He comes towards you limping, not necessarily aggressively, dar repetând în latină obsessively chestia asta. Nevada, fiindcă tu știi latină, imediat ți-ai dat seama. Adică there's no roll needed because you are quite proficient in Latin. Și plus că urlă atât de tare că probabil și Abigail from down the hall hears it and understands it in Latin.
Îl întreb tot în latină what is in the wall.
He doesn't seem to, nu știu, să perceapă că tu vorbești cu el.
He doesn't speak Latin, guys.
Then I will say with the most Brad Pitt accent in Inglourious Bastards, "Buongiorno, Vittorio."
Nothing, you get no feedback from him. He keeps rumbling this.
Okay. Listen, we are here to talk about what happened in that house. Can you tell us your story?
After hearing him scream, Billy comes rushing in. Te ajută să îl tragi pe Nevada afară. You keep asking Vittorio questions, but Billy answers and says, "As I told you, there's no talking to him. He just says this mumbo jumbo all the time. Now, please, I don't want to get in any trouble with Miss Elizabeth. She told me to not upset her patients. Now, okay, come on, Vittorio." And se pregătește să îl ia, să-l lege și să-l pună back on the bed.
All right. I don't think we can get anything else out of him. So we get out, I guess.
Da, nu știu, nu am idee ce... Nu.
He seems quite lost.
Este ceva ce ar ști Nevada să facă să-l calmezi. Eu ca persoană out of character nu știu ce ar putea face un om care...
Nu, dacă vreunul din voi ați fi avut psihoanaliză, skill în psihoanaliză, da, dar none of you have it, adică aveți 0-1 toți, sau 0-2, ceva în genul.
Sau dacă aveam,
critical.
Dacă aveam la noi cărțile de exorcism. Dar le-am lăsat acasă.
Yeah. Înțelegi, eventual, nu știu, maybe someone who's very experienced in the occult could say if he's possessed or not. That could be something that worked, dar nu știu în ce măsură v-ar ajuta.
The idea that he speaks in Latin and not in his native Italian is quite intriguing. Do we know what jobs they had, the Macarios? They were common people, highly educated, medium, less than medium?
Well,
they were immigrants, right? Recent immigrants.
Da, presupunând că Abigail and Latvia will share the information that they learned from Gabriela.
Zicem.
In that case, yeah, it's a safe assumption that they were low middle class immigrants. Definitely they didn't have any, nu știu, nici măcar blue collar, aș zice. They had low jobs, if any. Okay, deci definitely not anything scholarly.
Alright, so...
E ușa deschisă, putem să, când ieșim de la Gabriela, putem să vedem ce se întâmplă sau se întâmplă în același timp?
Se întâmplă oarecum în același timp. Cam în momentul în care voi tocmai ieșați de la Gabriela, l-ați auzit pe Vittorio urlând că it's in the walls. Immediately after, you see Billy rushing down the corridor, intră repede în cameră, you see James pulling out Nevada, îl scoate de acolo și Billy care intră și încearcă să-l calmeze pe Vittorio. Cam asta este scena.
Abigail is gonna go in the door and ask the man, what happened to Ricardo and Antonio? What happened to your kids?
He continues saying that it's in the walls in Latin and doesn't respond to anything. Începe cumva să se mai calmeze as Billy îl ține forțat, îl leagă înapoi, adică îl leagă cu cămașa and then says, please, Billy says, please go. I don't want Miss Elizabeth to come and see how you've upset Vittorio. I think your visit is over here.
Abigail a întrebat în latină?
No, în engleză.
Okay, what's the deal with the kids? Why do we want to know about them?
I mean, we don't know what happened to them. The woman doesn't know what happened to her kids.
Okay.
Seems like maybe he could be invested in them. And
then I will go look for Elizabeth one last time and ask if she knows where the kids are. Or maybe they were left with some relatives or put in some care, foster care.
As you make your way out, Billy vă conduce înapoi at the elevator. You go back to the first floor of the building, where Miss Elizabeth is standing. I mean, țineau o ședință with some of the nurses preparing the evening rounds and who takes care of whom. You approach her and you ask her about the Macarios kids, and she says, well, I have the Macarios files just here, and she shuffles through some of the files from her clipboard. It seems that the kids, they had two kids, Ricardo and Antonio, and they were taken, they were deported back to their native country with some relatives.
Deported
We
back?
can't, we can't really take care of some foreigners' kids. The state, the proud American state, can take so much, and well, Roxbury Sanitarium is definitely not a place for a kid to grow up. So, yeah, this is what seems it happens to the kids.
Do we know the name of the relatives, just to tell the lady with whom her kids are?
Shuffles. Well, there's nothing in the files, just that they've been deported back. They went out of state, and that's all I know.
Alright, this seems like a dead end. Thank you, Miss Elizabeth. I will see you again sometime.
It was a pleasure, Mr. James. I certainly hope that we will meet again. După care întindem mâna și către Abigail, then Nevada and Latvia. Everyone, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Now I need to go back to my business. Please! And she chuckles. Don't be a stranger!
Narrator voice but they were.
Of course, thank you very much, Mrs. Elizabeth. We will certainly be back at some point. Thank you for your valuable help.
Bun. That's that. What's your plan now? Mai vrea cineva să facă ceva de sanitarium sau we're moving forward?
5 minute pauză și moving?
Perfect. Facem așa? Toată lumea ok?
Da.
Da.
Bun. Ok, hai, 5 minute pauză, mă duc să-mi fac o cafea. Pupi, pa! Că mi-am desfăcut niște bere. Că m-am uitat la ceas și am zis că 3:30 și am zis, bă, duminică 3:30 e ok. E ok, nu trebuie să mă simt prost că beau bere de dimineață.
Bun.
Vezi că ești înregistrat.
Uf.
Ufi. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, ok? Dacă vi se pare că mă grăbesc prea tare și că
Nu.
mut scenele prea repede, îmi spuneți și I can slow down, nu e o problemă. Dar I'm literally trying to fit it. Să vedem. Câte avem o oră. Da. Avem o oră jumătate, nu cred că we can do it, dar hey. Eu am zis din start 2-3 sesiuni. Mă bucură că ați vrut să vedeți every single side of the story și go absolutely anywhere and everywhere.
We are going for that 100% completion achievement.
Da, exact. De-aia cred că it's probably gonna go into a 3 session.
Da, și murim înainte să aflăm adevărul.
Hai că până acum... Ce, doar Nevada așa la one point of damage asta.
Asta se vindecă peste noapte?
Ba da, se vindecă. Well, actually, I can use first aid. You can heal it.
Mă gândeam să folosesc first aid, dar folosesc first aid pe ce?
Well, să zicem că some old wounds started hurting you. You take some pills. Să zicem că Abigail gives you some pills.
Te-ți dau rol sau dacă se întâmplă pe perioadă mai lungă, doar I take it?
Da, you take some pills from Abigail.
Ok, aia o să pun când se termină ziua, ca să fie, în caz că se mai întâmplă ceva astăzi. În caz că se decide Latvia to get shoot.
Take out the gun. Exact.
This or that. And someone chose that and he was shot.
Da, adevărul ca și personaj la VR are tot potențialul să go all psycho at some point. Cum vi se pare Call of Cthulhu până acum?
Chiar e interesant. Full roleplay.
Foarte, da, este foarte diferit de normal D&D, adică e
Am mai
80% roleplay.
Am mai jucat un sistem de genul care era 80-90% roleplay. Am jucat Burning Wheel.
Lamentations of the... Bă, ăla e din Power by Apocalypse.
Eu sunt aici, dar mănânc.
Poftă mare. Ce mănânci?
De
Oh
la
my god,
pasta masta.
un sandwich de la Mac.
Nice. Am
Nu.
mâncat un kebab.
Oh,
Făcut
God
de
damn it, I
prietena
hate
mea.
people.
Sau made in home,
Da,
not
o să-
light.
O să mă rișe după ce terminăm. Bun,
Burghiș.
burger, exact. Cu nevastă mea am fost sus să văd how the burger is looking and it's looking good. Ok, revenim, continuăm?
Yeah.
Aha.
So, as you guys return to Boston, you see that the weather changes. E undeva 5-6 după amiaza. The sun is still up. It's setting, să spunem. As through the window of John's, or actually Mr. Nott's car, you are hit by the warm sun rays on your face, and some of you who dozed off on the road wake up to see that you are back in Boston. You hear John. So, where to next?
It's too late to visit the neighbors right now, right?
I don't think it's too late.
E cam 5-6.
Yeah, it's exactly when people come back from their job, right?
Oh, in that case, it might be worth a visit.
Maybe look at the church also.
Yeah. Finally. Let's do that.
Yeah, take us to the house. We'll look around the neighborhood before entering.
Okay, to the north neighborhood it is then. Hai să o scoatem pe...
That's cool.
And where's James? There we go. James, te-ai pus tu pe scenă singur?
Da. I'm a big boy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You are approaching the neighborhood. John knows the place as he basically employed by Mr. Knott. You see, vedeți o discrepanță. Multe din clădirile vechi par să fie dărâmate sau în curs de a fi dărâmate. Foarte multe din locurile de lots, spunem, unde au fost cândva clădiri vechi, vedeți că acum se construiesc genul de clădiri noi de birouri sau hale de fabrici and stuff like that. Pare cumva că the whole neighborhood se schimbă. There are people working on the road, instalează new, nu știu, cale de asta de tramvai, tram line. There's a mix of some cars, dar predominantly there are carriages, trase de cai, and at this hour usually the people are just returning home from their day jobs and getting into their houses. John speeds through some of the alleys and oprește la un moment dat într-un colț la o curbă and says, well, here it is. This is the neighborhood. Mr. Knott's house, the one that you are investigating, is right down this street. But it's difficult to park there. So if you don't mind, I'll leave you here, and we'll wait for you here.
That's strange. I think I would insist you take us right to the house, John.
You want to go right to the house? You said you want to visit the neighborhood.
Why don't you want to park in front of the house?
How can I put this? Okay, the road is muddy, okay? And Mr. Knott hates when his car gets dirty. I would have to clean it if I get it there, and I was hoping to save me some time.
Do I believe him or his standard?
Give me a psychology check.
Psychology, yeah.
Just a insight on Cthulhu.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, you believe him. It seems to be like a genuine request from him. Literally, omul nu vrea să-și murdărească mașina și, indeed, as you look down the road, vezi că, să spunem, the civilized part of the neighborhood, unde it's cobblestone și tocmai instalează ăștia linia de tramvai și asta e până aici. Down there it's dirt, carriages, bălegar, pământ. So yeah, a car would definitely get dirty.
Yeah, here is fine. We'll walk around.
Okay, as you go out to the neighborhood, you see standing, iese cumva în evidență singura casă care, hai să vă arăt, at the end of the street, care pe principiu one is not like the other. Okay. Este mică, învechită și mult mai joasă față de celelalte clădiri unde a început să se construiască, să reconsolideze. Fix on the corner of the street where you guys are now, you hear men, old men, saying the latest news. He's at a cigarette and newspaper stand, and he's trying to advertise his newspaper as people are returning home and passing by his taraba lui unde vindea țigări și ziare. He goes like, here, latest in the Boston Exchange market, the stock market is going to crash, a blue whale has been seen in the ocean. People come and greet him and call him by his name, Mr. Dooley, give him a couple of cents, and in exchange he gives them the newspaper and a pack of cigarettes.
I'll go buy a pack of cigarettes from him.
Okay. Cât ai appeal-ul?
Appeal?
Apă.
Appeal 50.
Okay, I count lost. Looks at you.
So this is a street vendor, right?
Yeah, it's a street vendor.
Poți să...
What can I do you for?
Scuze. Credeam că să facem altceva, scuze.
Sorry.
No, yeah.
Okay. You approach Mr. Dooley. He's a fat, chubby-looking street salesman. You can see that he looks like he's been in that corner for ages, as everyone in the neighborhood knows him by his name, and he also greets them by their name in exchange. He looks at you and, "You're not from around here. How may I help you with?"
Oh, yes, you're quite correct. We are... what did you call us, Miss Maliska? Journalists?
Yes.
Right. We are making a story for our paper about interesting facts happening in our great city here. And we heard about your neighborhood and wanted to see if we can find more about the story behind. So, are you someone who spent his life here, or are you also new?
Oh, I'm not new. I grew up in this area, and by God, this is where I'm going to die. As my father used to say, a strong man grows roots in where he's born, like a tree does in the forest.
Right. So, can you tell us about that weird-looking house over there, the small one?
Oh, the Corbett house. What do you want to know about it? That place is bad. You shouldn't go anywhere near it.
Oh, you know the name Corbett? Did you
Well,
meet the
everyone
guy?
in the neighborhood knows it.
How so?
No, I haven't met the guy. I mean, when I was a kid, heard that there were all sorts of strange things happening in there. It was actually a local legend that old man Corbett would come at night and steal any kid who's not at home. Actually, there were some kids that disappeared. Anyways, I don't know exactly what happened. A while ago, I know Mr. Oldman Corbett died. I don't know what happened to him, and then some families moved in. A lot of things happened to them. I tell you, that place, it's cursed. Just stay away from them. Recently, some Italian fellows, something like that, looks at you. I think they were Jews. But shh, I don't want to disturb the neighborhood. They moved in and quickly moved out. I don't know what happened to a lot of them. The house is mostly empty most of the time.
I heard that the house is also linked to a certain incident with the church, with the Chapel of Contemplation. Do you know anything about that?
You mean the church down the street? He points
The ruins.
Da, exact. He points cum stătea el cumva în stânga, on the main street. Și vezi că as he points, you guys noticed turla unei, sau what remains din turla unei biserici care pare să fie negrită. That's the old church there. It was strange that no one actually talks about it, but the old pastor there, he did some nasty things. I don't exactly know. Some people say that he was doing... And se uită la voi doi bărbații și trying to speak doar pentru voi, ignorând femeile. Pleacă un pic și whispers. They were doing some weird sex things, I tell you. And... Excuse me, ladies. Sorry. But the police just came in one night and there was a big fire. Then the whole neighborhood came to stop the fire. They dragged a lot of corpses, a lot of people that we haven't seen before. Yeah, a lot of strange folks there. And oh my God, there's nothing natural or healthy that goes in a church. and stays there during the night. I mean, who does that? You know? And then, well, as it went up in flame, it went down, and no one ever spoke of it again. We tend to avoid the place. I don't know why. With all the developments in this area, I hope they're gonna clean the ruins and build something nice instead of that accursed place.
Do you know if that Corbett fellow was buried in the church, in the graveyard near the church, or somewhere else?
Oh, we know that the pastor took care. I mean, the pastor was a friend of Mr. Corbett from what I recall back in the day. Don't really know what happened to him. Some people, the old folks around here, say that Mr. Corbett was buried inside his very own house. Could explain why that place looks so cursed, and no one that ever tries to live there ends up fine. On the other hand, that's crazy. Who does that? Who gets buried in a house, right? The newspapers would definitely write about that. But, well, others say that old Mr. Corbett, he never died. Mr. Jackson down the street, he swears that he saw Mr. Corbett walking down the streets at night. But, well, I think it was mostly the booze talking.
James will look at the others, inviting them to ask questions while he scribbles down his notebook.
So did you say, Abigail steps forward, did you say they pulled corpses out of the church? Like dead people? Was it the fire, was it when there was a sermon, or why were there people there?
Well, probably it was from the fire. Now, this definitely couldn't have been a sermon at night. It wasn't even Easter or anything. So I have no idea what those people were there. But some say there were also gunshots. So I suppose there were people from the incident.
I understand. That's it for me. You wanna go have a look at the church?
If anyone else doesn't have anything else to say, then yes.
Eu vreau să mă uit prin jur la neighborhood în general și să îmi dau seama dacă este vreun semn de chestii oculte pe aici în general.
Give me an occult check. Make it hard. Actually, just give me an occult. No,
Okay.
just roll occult.
Oricum n-am reușit. 83. Deci nu, eu am 60.
Ai 70. Da, 60. It looks like a normal neighborhood that's in the process of developing. You don't have any nothing that triggers your spider sense.
Okay. It's fine.
Let's see the ruins then.
You guys want to go to the ruins of the church?
Gonna leave the new papes alone. With the triple V's in the new.
As you make your way, plecați de la Mr. Dooley's newspaper stand, he screams after you, James. Hey, what about these? I've been nothing but helpful. You could at least buy some newspaper and the cigarettes.
Oh, but I bought the cigarettes. I will actually leave $1, a full $1.
I wish people from around this neighborhood weren't as stingy. Maybe if they were a bit more like you, Mr. I haven't recalled your name.
James.
Mr. James. Yeah, God bless your soul. Thank you for this. Much appreciated. Și își ia banii și bagă în buzunar. Bun. As you guys make your way towards chapel. The ambience.
Oh.
Approaching the chapel, it looks very eerie in the evening time, as you see the reddish sun rays going through its whatever remains of its broken windows and burnt almost skeletal remains of the chapel. What is left of the old church stands at the end of a crooked, dingy street. The ruins are so weathered and overgrown with greenery that the grey stone rubble seems more like natural stone than former walls and foundation. You pass a slumping wall bearing white painted symbols, apparently freshly swabbed. The symbol, you see it's very strange. You spot it immediately in the chapel. It looks like 3 Ys arranged in a triangle so that the top elements of each Y touch the other 2 Ys. Imediat o să vi le arăt. Okay. This is the symbol that you see, care este cumva poziționat deasupra locului unde ar fi fost cândva altarul, să zicem. Adică you see the remains of the altar. What is peculiar and quite immediately obvious, there's no roll needed for that, is that the symbol looks not necessarily freshly painted, but has been definitely painted after the fire. I mean, it doesn't look like it burned with the fire.
Ok, știu ce e acest simbol din cunoștințele mele oculte?
Sau din istorie?
No, none of you have ever seen this symbol before.
Okay.
There's no roll needed because there's nothing to gain from it.
I will draw it in the notebook.
Okay,
Can I
Abigail,
touch Scuze.
One second. Să luăm așa. Latvia, yeah, definitely you can touch it. And as you approach the symbol, the floorboard quakes underneath your feet, especially in the general altar area. Getting closer and closer to the symbol, you start feeling sick. You have that really strange sensation that your lips are quivering, and as you place your hand on the symbol, give me an occult roll.
Oh, fail. 82.
Okay. As you put your hand on the symbol, immediately you feel like retching. Te dai un pas în spate și încerci like trying să îți ții să nu vomiți. You don't know what came over you as you got closer to this. Se mai duce cineva în zona altarului? Anyone else wants to get closer to the symbol?
Yeah, Abigail is gonna try, but she's not gonna get close to the symbol. She's gonna take like a little brush and some other small tools from her purse, like an archaeological tool set or something, and she's gonna just sweep the floor and look for clues beneath the dirt, beneath the rocks, maybe under the floorboards, if anything is hidden or anything like that. But she's not she saw what happened to Latvia. She's not gonna get really close to that area, but gonna go around methodically looking for hidden stuff.
Okay. Nevada and James, what about the rest of you? Where are you at now?
On the distance required for James to see the symbol and draw it in his notebook.
It's quite big, pictat deasupra altarului. You could be as well și la intrarea in the church.
All right.
You immediately saw it as you went inside the ruins.
O ajut pe Abigail să-și facă...
Okay, so we have Latvia, Abigail, and Nevada in the outer area, and James. Tu ești fix la intrare, trying to draw the symbol?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Abigail, give me an archaeology check as you were inspecting the floorboards.
Come on, Abigail.
Holy moly!
Why are you so bad at this?
Poate să pușeze rolul ăsta?
I'm gonna push it.
Yeah, you can definitely push it if you want. Orice rol se poate pușa. Bine, mă rog, îmi spuneți că vreți să pușați și vă zic că sunt puține cazuri în care you can't push it. You can't push combat rolls și mai este ceva, dar nu mai țin minte.
Oh, nice.
I guess
Ok, Abigail, bine, în principiu trebuie să-mi explici, gen, there is something that happens ca să justifice the push. So prima oară you fail to spot it, and why would you push it? What would you do to change the circumstances, to justify another try?
She just truly believes there's something there, and she's thinking, oh, I need to come out with something out of this experience. This is my first time actually doing any sort of archaeology. I need to find it.
You give it your best and your 110% because you feel it's an opportunity to prove yourself to Nevada?
Exactly, yeah, maybe. Or to any professor.
Maybe change the angle of the approach.
Okay, you think I should look from this side? Okay, I'll try.
I mean, not physically, but in your mind, the ideas.
Ideea e că when you push a roll, you have to give a little story behind it to justify why you are pushing. Și eu, ca și keeper, after you tell me why you want to push it and how you want to push it, I say if I allow it or not and what are the consequences. De exemplu, if you fail it, maybe Nevada would reconsider how astute a student you are. Or things like that.
Okay.
Nu trebuie. The consequence doesn't necessarily have to be always immediate. Usually it's not a good idea to give you damage or things like that. Anyways, revenind. As you're investigating the floorboards, you hear behind you Miss Latvia retching. Nevada is approaching Latvia to see if she's okay. As you get closer, both of you feel that you feel off approaching the symbol, and you immediately realize that the floorboards are rotten. And knowing from your previous archaeological studies that probably they will very, very soon fail under the weight of the massive stone altar, which kind of feels also out of place from the ceiling. As soon as you realize this and you see Nevada rushing to help Latvia and see what's wrong with her, you see him stepping, and one of the floorboards, Chedaza, it creaks, and you manage to scream at them to grab onto something as you realize that the floor is going to give in. Now, what I want all of you, the three of you, give me a luck roll.
Ok. Merge să dăm sub luck. No, fail.
Oh my god.
Mă, ești mai rău ca mine, what the fuck? Adică...
Ok.
Mă, și mai rău.
So, Abigail, you fail the worst as you forgo any chance of grabbing onto something, as te ridici și țip către ei să grab onto something because the floor is going to fail, then all of you fall through the floor. However, because you warned them, Latvia and Nevada, both of you give me a jump check, trying to grab on to the edge, while Abigail, you take 1d6 points of damage as you fall through the rubble. And that's 5 points of damage.
I'm also failing. Jump am 20, da.
22! Nu! Gheat! 2 puncte de lac.
Ce?
Fuck this. Folosesc 2 puncte de lac să dau succes la...
Ok.
Stai, e foarte grav. Dacă cădem prin podea, atunci folosesc și eu lac. Deci
nu vreau să primesc damage, de-aia mi-a primit un punct.
Ok, îmi folosesc și eu
You
lac.
take 1d6 points of damage, basically.
Ok, îmi folosesc și eu lacul. Trebuie să folosesc 17, da, whatever.
Din ce am înțeles, să faci
folosesc.
healing în jocul ăsta e destul de greu și nu vreau să-mi iau prea mult de...
Ok, gata, lac.
Not necessarily.
Fac succes și eu.
Ok.
And Abigail is unconscious?
Just 1 second.
Oh, she's dead.
No.
Why would she be dead?
Are un picior rupt măcar. Oh, no.
What is this?
Oh shit, it's mad.
Okay. The floor gives in, and the three of you fall. Bun, Latvia and Nevada, both of you use your luck points to grab onto the edge.
Mhm.
Bun, and that happened because Abigail realized at the last possible moment that the floor is going to give in and warned you. However, because she warned you, there was no time for her to grab onto anything, and she falls with the rubble on the lower levels of the chapel. Altarul cade și el, making dita mai hole in the ground with a big bang. Și o grămadă de smoke and dust fills the room. The rest of you, after you grabbed the edge, vă dați drumul, and you see Abigail unconscious on the basement floor. There is some blood coming from her mouth, and she is covered in rubble, and some wooden beams are over her. Nu pare să răspundă. She's not responsive to anything. James, you literally see from the entrance of the chapel, cum jumate din the floor of the chapel goes down along with your fellow investigators, and you see screams as probably Latvia screams, seeing Abigail unconscious on the ground. Abigail, ai devenit unconscious pentru că ți-ai luat 5 points of damage, and that constitutes a major wound, and you failed the constitution check. And I'm going through my notes now.
Can we...
Second. Okay. So, character takes damage from a single wound. Damage is equal to more than half maximum hit points. Yes. Major wound. Bun. Fall prone. Con roll. E prone. Con roll if failed, fall unconscious. Yes. Heal points fall to 0. No. Unconscious. Recover 1 hit point per day. First aid heal 1 point. După care medicine 1d3 points. So, to wake her up from this, someone has to give her first aid. That's mandatory. Which will heal 1 point. And she will no longer be unconscious. După care, someone can give her medicine, like on the field treatment, which will give her 1d3 hit points, but that's going to take about 1 hour. to apply. And
Okay.
that's it. She naturally heals 1 hit point per recovers 1 hit point per day with another medicine roll care se poate da o dată pe săptămână.
Ok.
Okay. I rush to her to move the rubble and
So
the beam.
can you find a path down below? Without injuring ourselves?
Poți să te duci, gen avansezi prin the ruins și vezi că e dita mai gaură in the floor of the church.
Yeah.
You see them there at the bottom. But like sunt, nu știu, să zic 5 metri below. Problema nu, it wasn't necessarily the fall, it was the fact that Abigail a căzut și peste ea all that rubble fell. It wasn't necessarily the height of the fall, the problem.
Do we see her? Or is it covered? Is she covered?
She's partially covered. I think you have a lighter. You guys could take out some lighters and flashlights. The Familia flashlights, you have lighters.
James will
You see her.
swear and he will try to find any way to go down, but not to get stuck there. If there is any way to, any path to also climb up.
You can improvise something, gen poți să iei
O bârnă de aia.
bănci, o bârnă sau bănci, poți să iei
Bănci,
literally, cauți gen din băncile alea care sunt unele din ele care sunt mai rezistente și încropești o chestie cu 2 bănci să faci some sort of impromptu ladder it. Exact, le rezăm pe margine and you can also go down.
Okay. What did I tell you the first time about safety measures?
Oh, shut up,
James, it's
Mr.
not time
O'Toole.
for this.
Miss
Move
West.
this rubble from her.
Let's uncover her, yeah.
Okay, Nevada and James, both of you start moving the rubble. Bârna aia de lemn e quite heavy, so individually you cannot move it, dar I assume you want to help each other și împreună you can move it from Miss Abigail, and you manage to set her free. You check her signs. She's still alive. She's still breathing, but she's unconscious and she's definitely badly hurt.
I offer first aid.
Okay. Meantime, Latvia, ziceai și tu ceva? Dar n-am
Voiam să ajut și eu la first aid, nu știu dacă putem ajuta aici.
da, first aid poate fi ajutat, de exemplu, cineva, nu știu, you can...
Abigail had some salts and she used them the day ago, so we know.
You can search in her bag if you want for some sort of salts to regain her to help her regain her consciousness. Meantime, both Latvia and Latvia, if you want to help Nevada with first aid, Nevada, you can roll me first aid with bonus die.
Okay. Okay, no.
Do you
Luck.
want to...
46 luck. I win. I used 2 points of luck to yes.
Okay. So spend two luck points.
I just changed it.
Vezi că ai buton. Deci fii atent, dacă dai pe rol, pe detaliile rolului...
Da, să apare un pop-up în chat.
Detaliile rolului? Ok. Nice.
Și
Ok,
ai
o să
push
fac
spend to
dacă...
luck points, increase success...
Da, nu știam asta.
Da, și poți să dai acolo, spend to luck points direct. Ok, you spend... băi, vezi că tu cum ai dat, cum ai selectat avantajul?
Am dat +1.
Nu, ia de pe -1, mai dă o dată. Fiindcă cred că ți-a ales invers, mi se pare că
Da, lol, eu am dat +1 și mi-am pus dezavantaj.
Da.
Ok, 50
ai
și am rolat 2 și am zis 62.
Și ți-a luat, exact, trebuie să fie 62. So you don't need to spend any luck points.
Da, deci nu.
Ok, Abigail, you regain
Stai 2 secunde ca să înțeleg bine ce am făcut aici. Deci când dau un rol, să dau ăsta, când îmi zici că dau cu avantaj, dau...
Când dai
Puteți
cu
să
bonus, dai.
Te dau minus sau plus când am avantaj?
Cred că trebuie să dai minus. Ce ai dat acum? Ai dat plus, nu?
Ia, stai să dau un minus acum să văd exact.
Da, hai să dă cu un minus să vedem.
Ok, 7.
Celălalt a fost...
Da, dar e bine cum ai dat, cred că inițial.
Inițial,
Nu e bine. Fiindcă ai dat 0, care este... Ba nu, trebuie să fie 0.
Da, deci a dat cu dezavantaj și a dat un 0 și a luat 70. Nu? Și dincolo invers, deci eu zic că a făcut bine.
Nu, trebuia să dea cu avantaj. Și trebuia să-i pună 60.
Păi
60 e mai prost decât 50,
da,
nu
avantaj
înțeleg.
înseamnă seria
Da,
până mai
așa
bună.
este.
Deci am
da,
prost,
așa
e
e.
ok.
Da, ai făcut bine.
Deci 46
Doamne,
consum
Richard,
2
da,
lac.
Da.
Ok, suntem bine acum, gata.
Da,
Eu
it's ok.
lac-
Bun. Abigail, you regain consciousness as you see Nevada and Latvia. They're tending to your wounds. You feel a terrible pain in your chest area. Încerci cumva să te ridici. As you open your eyes, you also see James care ține the salt at your nose. Și you realize that all three of them worked together to bring you back. Încerci să te ridici and you feel a terrible pain.
I will
la
tell
coaste.
her not to move from the war experience. I know that injured people are not to be moved until examination is performed.
Oh, I have a big pain in my chest. We need to get out of here.
Can you move your toes? Can you feel your toes? Can you move
Can
your
I move
hands?
my toes?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just a little fall. I'm probably gonna be fine.
Zi se ia plină de sânge.
I try to sit up.
No.
I just
hold
need
her down.
I just need a hand. Just pull me up and I'm gonna be fine.
Please, we need to get you to a hospital. We must abandon this folly.
Yes, we need to take her to a hospital. Do you have any pills for pain until we reach the hospital?
Oh yeah, I can find something and I pop another of my special pills. I'm just gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we need to. Yeah, if we're here, we should look around, see what we can find. I didn't calculate the floorboard exactly, so I was very close of discovering that it was gonna fail.
I want to know how much she tries to hide her pain right now. Because
you can either roll me a psychology or you can either roll me medicine. Să-ți dai seama
medicine nu, că nu pot să-mi dau seama cât de re, dar vreau să-mi dau seama dacă ea cumva încearcă să downplay it like a lot.
Da, nu mă referam la medicine în ideea că ai putea
Nu am medicine, da, zic că nu.
Ok.
I'm bad. Ok, și de-aia o să dau psihology. 12. How bad it is?
Judging by her wounds, the fact that she falls through the ruins of an abandoned church in the middle of a sign that makes you all feel sick, and she had blood coming out of her mouth, ears, și tocmai ați ridicat o bârnă de 120 de kg de pe coastele ei, you are pretty sure that she's either in shock and saying that she's fine, but reality is just the adrenaline that kicked in, or she's faking it really well.
Okay, in a more harsher voice, Nevada said, "This is out of the question. We need to get you out of here and to a hospital right now."
How do you propose getting out of here? I don't think we can get out the way we came
There should be a way. It cannot be nothing.
Don't worry, we will carry you out.
I'm perfectly fine to walk by myself, thank you. And I try to make a few steps.
As you try to make a few steps, you realize that your movement is badly hindered. You can move. However, every step that you make hurts. And as you make more and more steps, you feel a stinging pain increasing, and you quickly also realize that you have difficulty breathing.
Okay, stop right there.
I help her to do her quick work and say, okay, now we need to stop this Abigail. You are not fooling anyone. We need to get out of here.
We are going to stay for 5 minutes for you to catch your breath, and then we are getting out. And these 5 minutes, you stay here, and we are going to look around, just to humor you.
Okay, I think it's just a rib. It's just I popped a rib. It's fine. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, you still have 10 more or 11 more.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
You just popped a rib casually.
And you see the pop out of her chest, like.
Scârție ceva. Troncă-ne ceva înăuntru.
Well, so you've fallen into a part of the basement that was sealed off from the rest, originally reached by separate stairs, now buried under tons of rubble. Within this room, next to a cabinet, there are two skeletons dressed in tattered silk robes. Perhaps they hid from the police and then perished in the fire. You also see that there's a lot of furniture. Looks like some sort of, abandoned library.
Ooh, books.
What's in the cabinet?
You start searching the cabinet. Cam cât timp vreți să petreceți aici?
Păi
So you can either
5 minute cât să-și
Okay.
tragă răsuflare.
So as you are briefly looking around and you do not have time to do a thorough search of everything, I want toți trei căutați, o lăsați pe Abigail singură sau rămâne cineva cu ea, tu, nu știu, hold her hand și alții caută. How do you guys want to do this?
Bănuiesc că nu-i de foarte mare camera asta, adică o vedem
Nu,
tot timpul
nu,
din cameră. Ok.
Da, e întuneric, dar, mă rog, aveți brichete, chestii.
Okay.
Well, so in that case, if all three of you are searching, all three can give me a spot hidden roll.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it's going to be a hard one because it's dark.
Și hard înseamnă cât? Jumate?
Da, nu contează. You roll and I judge it. În funcție de steluțe. Basically, aveți nevoie de 2 steluțe.
I'm looking at the books. So you know, if you give me some...
Okay, around. The books, the cabinets, everywhere.
Not everywhere. Nevada, I specifically, I'm gonna look all my time into the books.
Okay, you
That
focus on the
specifically
books.
I don't need anything else. I don't find anything else because I'm gonna stay there. Let's see.
Okay. James and Latvia, apart from some dead rats, some strange-looking skeletal remains of what look to be those robed priests.
Can I push the roll by doing something?
Let me finish asta și pe urmă you can tell me. At the first glance, you don't see anything. However, Nevada, from the lots of books that you focus on, most of them, they look to be like ledgers. You judge it by the cover and how they are. You know better than judging a book by the cover. You don't really have much time now. But inside one of the cabinets, you find a book that is totally different than the others. It seems to be a lot older. Its cover seems to be made out of strangely looking leather that kind of sickens and disturbs you, and it has a lock, like a padlock on the cover, locked. In Latin, you can read the title, which says Liber Ivonis.
Which means in English or in Romania?
Nu știu.
Divis.
Hai să vedem. James, zi tu ce vrei, how do you want to push it?
I was thinking about lifting a cabinet and looking
Oh
underneath.
my god, mai facem multă construcție pe aici?
If we tear down the
Then
place,
of
let's do it properly.
Nevada, it means, you translate it and it means a book of ivory.
Go by, nice. Let's know.
Okay. If you want to push the roll by lifting the cabinets, ivory. Cu I, nu
Whatever.
E.
Nu știu să
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's okay.
Ivory.
So, if you want to lift the cabinets, I don't know, give me. You can reroll a push roll. Let's see, James. That's spot hidden. Okay. You. You push the cabinet, and underneath it you see something pare să fie like o gaură, like a pit. The cabinet that you pushed was really close to the two skeletal priests that were found inside. There's a small dark pit underneath it.
I reach inside.
You reach inside cu mâna sau with the lighter? Adică you want to see or feel?
Oh, I forgot that it's dark. Yeah, it's going to be with a lighter first. See what's.
Okay, as you reach inside with the lighter, you see that at the bottom of the pit, care e destul de adâncă, there are clear skeletal remains of small skeletal remains, as you quickly realize that these are children skeletal remains. Seeing or realizing this triggers a sanity check.
Right.
And realizing that, let's see, you're just seeing skeletal remains of little kids. You take 3 points of sanity damage, and also give me an insanity check. An intelligence check.
Which is also an insanity check.
Exact. Which you succeed. You realize of the horror that that happens, which triggers a flashback in your mind at the time of the war. You realize a gruesome scene that you witnessed when some of your fellow soldiers literally went inside the house and murdered everyone in there, including the kids. You have a flashback, a vision of how the corpses of the kids that your platoon members murdered in the Great War have decayed and transformed into skeletons, and then the vision transposes into the skeletons of the children that you find underneath the cabinet in that dark pit. You start shaking and you faint. You go unconscious for 4 rounds. That's about,
Okay.
1 minute, a couple of minutes. Nevada, Abigail, and Latvia. You see, îl vedeți pe James că gen se ridică after he pushes the cabinet. He starts shaking and he falls unconscious to the ground.
Not another one. I'm going to him și încerc să-l
Get the souls,
văd
the
care e
souls.
problema cu el.
Bun.
I just say, we need to get out of here now, Mr. Jackson.
Yep. I put the book. I'm whatever. I keep it. I'm not trying to open it right now because of the lock. And I'm trying to, as Latvia takes care of James down there, I'm gonna try to look around to find an exit or something that we can use to get out of here.
Sorry. After a while, James regains consciousness. James, you see them that you're all still at the bottom of, in those basement ruins. And Nevada, you are trying to escalate the impromptu ladder that James built din băncile din the chapel.
James, as soon as he wakes up, he makes some big eyes and he starts swearing, "Fucking bastards! They deserve every bit of death that came upon them, and even some more." And then he will go and bash the skulls of those skeletons.
Poți să încerc să-l țin?
Skeletal priest?
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah,
you also
I will
find...
struggle to get free and bash them.
Okay, as you are bashing in those skeletons, both Latvia and James, you notice that on the back of whatever remains of the rotten robes of those dead priests, they're with the same symbol, din 3 iuri cu un ochi la mijloc.
Ok.
Reușesc să mă urc pe scara aia?
Yeah, with enough time, there's no roll needed. All of you manage to climb the ladder. You also help Abigail. Bănuiesc că, nu știu, unul stă jos, altul încearcă de sus, and you push her and drag her at the same time to carefully get her up. Say you guys are back on the first floor now.
What an adventure that was. What had gotten into you, Mr. O'Toole, to act this way, I wonder?
I apologize. There were small skeletons in that pit there. The fire was a merciful ending to these monsters around here. I hope that anything that comes in the face of those that survives will be even worse than this.
Really now, I believe that such chatter is inappropriate. In a place such as this, that just makes your hair stand up on your arms, really. We should just...
Yeah, by the way, what happened to you when you went to that symbol?
I felt ill, and it reminded me of Mrs. Macario's words that there is a presence which drains you. I suddenly felt violently ill. I suppose something similar happened to you?
I simply remembered things from the past.
Perhaps the past should remain the past in this case.
Perhaps. Let's help Abigail recover her strengths. What time would be now?
It's dark. Ați petrecut around, nu știu să spun, about a couple of hours de când ați ajuns in the neighborhood, talking to Mr. Dooley, investigating the church. It's around 9 p.m. It's dark outside.
You need to get to John to...
Da, mergem la John să ne ducă la spital.
Da.
Okay.
To the
I
ER.
suppose some of you rush to John. He comes. Vine cu mașina at the church. You take Abigail inside and you take her to the nearest hospital.
Yes, John, take me in your strong arms. Yes. I feel so ill now.
I will tell John to deduct the expenses of cleaning the car from the daily cost.
It's not a problem. This is an emergency. Come on, we must hurry. Miss Abigail doesn't look that well.
If you want to stay in the back with her, I can drive.
It's fine. Let's
Please, John, hold my hand.
What's the
Can't
best
see the
of-
light.
It seems
Please,
that
I need you to hold my hand.
she feels better when you hold her hand. So maybe you can be of assistance.
That's the problem. I can drive with only one hand on the wheel. Well, so it takes you guys to the hospital. Pope internați pe Abigail. The nurse there asks you what happened. What do you tell her?
An accident in some construction place.
Work accident, I'm afraid. Perils of
Oh,
the
it's a
job.
work accident. In that case, we must call the investigative police.
No, not that. I said not that work. We
Work
were going
related.
home and we went through. Not through, around a building, a ruin, and a beam fell on her.
Oh, I see. So it was sort of an unfortunate accident.
Exactly.
Don't worry. We'll take great care of her. I'm afraid she will have to remain here for the evening. We need to run some tests and see if anything is broken. But you can come visit tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have some good news for you.
It is possible to visit her this night to bring her some of her things. So yeah, the changing clothes and another.
Do not worry. We have pajamas and everything here. There's no need for you to bring anything.
She really needs her comfort. I feel she's in bad shape. I think she wants to be in comfort now. I will just come tonight for a few minutes to give her stuff, and then we're gonna go on our way. But she really needs her stuff to feel okay, even alone right now.
Yeah,
She's not a problem.
I'm going to be fine. I need to.
Por mă uit la wink.
Wink, wink.
Shut.
Give me a fast talk. Give me a fast talk check. I'm
I hope I
trying
have
to
some fast
fool the
Fuck. I don't have shit in that. Da, nicio șansă, 0 șansă. No, no,
Oh
okay.
my god.
Mr. I insist. It is outside of visiting hours. You can either leave her here for treatment and come in the morning to hear the news from what the doctors have to say. There's no guarantee that she will be out tomorrow. We'll just see what the condition the patient really is in. If you want to leave something to her, you can come by later and leave it at the desk. We'll make sure that she receives it. But there is no way that I can allow you in the patient area at that time of night.
Okay, I understand. If there is no possibility, it's not.
Dar nu înțeleg de ce vreau neapărat să mergem la ea? Adică...
Pentru că vreau în seara asta să sparg lacătul de la cartea aia și vreau să venim toți la ea să vedem cartea.
La spital?
Și
Cu
contează.
cartea de nebuni? Nu știe ce dracu iese din cartea aia.
Dar nu contează, vreau să fie, pe Nevada interesa ca și Abigail să fie acolo.
No, bine,
Pentru că vrea, he wants to hear
Am înțeles, Nevada nu este sigur de his Latin skills și s-a gândit să apeleze la Abigail.
Exact, I trust from all four of you, Abigail, I trust the most.
Da, deci cu cartea, cu
și out of
nebunii și cu
vreau
ghost
să
la
fie și ea.
spital.
Vreau să fie când deschideam cartea.
Păi putem să deschidem mâine cu ea, nu?
Mâine după ce iese, că n-are de când să stai mai mult de zi, chiar dacă e bolnavă.
Era seara, era mood-ul.
Se auto-externează.
E ok.
Where do I need to sign to get out of here? I'm probably gonna be fine.
The nurse hands you the papers and says, "Do not rush it, honey. Spune să semnezi mai întâi valea de internare so you can get the medicine treatment. Asks you for the next of kin or the closest relative, and that would be in case anything happens, pe cine ai vrea să anunțe."
I'm just gonna write Professor Jackson. She doesn't have any family.
Okay, the nurse se uită la...
You can write me down, honey. You wouldn't want to write the name of a married man now, would you?
Să zic că se uită la mâna ta, vede că n-ai verighetul, se uită la mâna lui Jackson, vede că are raising an eyebrow, așa.
He's my uncle.
She's my student. She's my student, and I'm her uncle. Whatever.
Jackson, shut your mouth for now.
Sure, I've seen worse.
Yeah, I suppose.
No, I guess I'll write Latvia, Naliska in there.
Okay, some nurses come, vin, te așează pe targă and take you through door, genul ăla de uși care se deschid și bălâncăne. As those doors close, the remaining three of you see that the big no entry sign behind this point as Abigail goes, and you keep wondering if you will ever see her again.
What?
I kid.
Or am I?
So, ați internat-o pe Abigail at the hospital. E târziu, 10-11 seara, la ora actuală. You could either go, I don't know, continue your investigation, the three of you. John, on the other hand, comes inside the hospital and insists that he has to return and give the report to Mr. Knott, and asks you if there is any other place that he should leave you for the evening, because he has to return.
Well, James will invite you again for a drink if you want. If not, we can return.
Da, eu mă duc.
Drink it is.
Okay. In that case, John says, okay, so the usual. I see you are all still up for a nightcap. Vă invită la el în mașină. Vă spune că he is genuinely concerned about Miss Abigail's welfare, and he hopes that everything will be in order tonight. John asks you if there's anything that you want to change in the report for Mr. Knott, or if he's still to give it to him as is.
Yeah, go ahead. It's fine.
Fine. As you get close to James's PI office, John asks you, where am I supposed to meet you tomorrow morning? Should we meet at the hospital?
Can you please, John, go to the hospital in the first place, and if Miss Abigail feels better, to take her to James' office, because I think we're gonna meet there to discuss before we going to do something else. Maybe we're gonna eat afterwards, if it's okay with
You
you.
can certainly try. I hope that everything is okay. In case she's not okay and I cannot take her out, what is the plan then?
You can tell Mr. Knott's name and insist that he requires her presence.
Scuze, mai zi o dată, s-a întrerupt un pic și că n-am înțeles ce ai zis.
You can tell Mr. Knott's name at the hospital and insist that he requires her presence. Just to use the influence.
Don't know how influential you think Mr. Knott is, but I can certainly try.
You just speak with Abigail. She will decide for herself if she feels like she wants to leave or she wants to stay more in the hospital. But from what I know her, she will be eagerly to get out of there.
Fine. In that case, I will try and get Miss Abigail out of the hospital first thing in the morning, and then we will meet at Mr. James's office.
Thank you very much.
Bun. With that, he leaves you at Mr. James at the office, and he goes on his way.
Pouring drinks, James will ask, so you want to open that book, Professor, now? Or
Mă uit la lacăt, cât de... E un lacăt de la mai greu sau e vreo șmecherie care îi dai un ciocan și pică?
Apparently e o șmecherie mică care dai un ciocan și pică. Nu pare să fie ceva very intricate. Cartea, însă,
Asta e următoarea
it's
întrebare.
very strange to the touch. The leather from which the cover is made feels almost natural, I would say.
Can I...
Disturbingly natural.
Can I figure out how old it is?
You can roll me an appraise check on that.
Praise, holy shit. No, I can go
Appraise
for...
or archaeology.
Okay.
Or archaeology. But the difficulty differs, just so you know.
I failed that. Oh, I did not.
Asta a fost pe archaeology. You did fail it.
I did?
As, yeah. As you look at the book and it's really hard because of the strange material that the cover is made of. It's really hard to estimate how old it is.
Poți să folosești 5 puncte de lac?
Băi, da, dar just so you know, guys, lacul crește greu. In time.
Ideea este că oricum îl folosesc acum că jocul se termină. Ce mai trebuie următoarea sesiune.
Da,
mai folosesc lacul
doar
undeva.
că ai constantly... Ok, eu ocazional, ca să știți la ce mai folosesc lacul, I roll luck for you guys on different happenings. Genul a trap springs. I might roll luck și să văd for you, fără ca voi să știți, să văd cine o încasează, dacă o încasează vreunul. Sau gen, nu știu, when you're facing an enemy, I might roll luck să văd care ia prima lovitură. Adică sunt multe chestii la care keeper-ul folosește luck-ul, fără ca voi să știți. The general idea is that the lower you are on your luck, well, shit happens to you.
Da, bănuiesc, da.
Okay. By all means, yeah, you can push it with luck if you want.
Ok, folosesc 5 puncte lac să aflu mai multe informații pe carte.
Okay, doing that. You appraise the book to be at least 2 centuries old. Nu ai deschis-o încă să vezi what is about, dar îți dai seama, another thing that you figure out from the book, este că coperta pare să fie făcută din human skin sau animal skin. The title, Liber Ivonis, you îți treci mâna gen peste the cover, pare să fie ca și cum ar fi scrijelit, tăiat gen în pielea respectivă și pielea este tratată astfel încât să formeze some sort of intricate patterns all over the cover și cotorul cărții. The pages also, they seem to be marginal, or they seem to be gilded and treated with a strange material that you cumva par să fie suflate, nu știu, cu fildeș, să zicem. Adică, as you switch it în lumina din biroul lui James, vezi că cumva par să reflecte lumina.
Right, interesting. I'm mumbling to me when I put my hand on the book and trying to feel the leather to see the forms in the scratchings and stuff like that. I'm lost in this for now, for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. If Latte
Okay.
and James wants to do some. If not, I'm gonna ask James, can you break this lock?
Can he open it? Unlock it?
If you want, yeah, by all means.
So do we roll anything or what?
No.
Okay.
No secundă. Right. Sorry. Yeah, you force it open. Cedează destul de ușor lacătul. There isn't anything magic holding the lock. Se deschide and inside you guys see on the pages of the book all sorts of disturbing drawings, mostly related to what you can figure out to be human sacrifices, also animal sacrifices, but definitely there's a whole sacrifice theme. The book is clearly written in Latin. Pare să fie handwriting-uri diferite, adică să fie scrisă de mai multe persoane de-a lungul timpului. Also using different sorts of inks, starting from the first pages, which are like the oldest pages, in some sort of brown, rust-like looking ink, which you guys suspect that looks unnaturally like dried blood, up to the more recent pages, which seem to be written with actual ink. Like even, I don't know, Latvia or all three of you, if you want, you can give me a praise. Dar asta nu mai merge archaeology. To try and figure out.
Da,
Eu sunt super bad la apres, so o să vedem. Oh my god, you are so close. That's crazy. Oh, am dat 3, 003, nu pot să cred și eu sunt pe 5.
Okay. In that case, Latvia, you are an author and you have experience with published books. And that also, of course, includes bookbinding, and also includes publishing. And you realize că cel puțin cele mai recente pagini, they are written using press ink. Besides that, looking at the modul în care este legată cartea la cotorul cărții, you also realize că pages have în continuu par să fi fost adăugate de-a lungul timpului în carte. Now, if you want to actually read the book, you can't read the book because you don't know Latin. Neither does James. Nevada and Abigail can read the book, but it will take a minimum of 3 hours with Latin to figure out what the book is about. Din poze, looking at the pictures and the sketches, pare să fie ceva legat de sacrifices.
Cât mi-ar lua dacă am un specific, o întrebare specifică care aș vrea neapărat acum? Care este outcome-ul sacrificiilor? Adică ce vor să fac cu sacrificii? Cam dacă ați căuta exact răspunsul ăsta și doar răspunsul ăsta acum. Am văzut.
It seems to be something related to summoning interdimensional beings.
Okay.
But you have absolutely no idea where, how, probably it's within or what type of being. Probably it's within the pages of the book.
Da, dacă citesc toată cartea, da. Ok, I say, to read this book will take me quite a while, couple of hours, I think. It's all in Latin, so...
Mă rog, minimum of 3 hours, așa, to skim through it.
Yeah, a couple of hours just to skim through it. I'll need a couple of days to get everything, because it's also a a lot of people writing this book, and they have different types of
Exact.
writing, and they are using different words for different things,
Yeah,
and
nicte, exact.
and will take me quite a while to decipher all of it. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna take this home, and maybe I'm gonna get through it tonight. I'll skim through it, and another time go through all of it to
It seems
see
that
what's.
it's only the interest in our investigation is only tangential with the book. What I mean is the people that use the book maybe are the same ones that were conducting the torments on the children, and also maybe they are the one that buried Corbett in the house, because there is no doubt that Corbett should be buried in the house.
I can give you what I've looked. The book is about sacrificing and summoning outwardly beings. So I've seen these kind of books before, but not this kind. This is kind of special.
What kind of madman would write from both of your past experiences? What kind of madman would write such books?
I don't know, but there are multiple of them.
What would be the interest? What's the goal? What's the objective here? I mean, I know the Bible is all about worshipping God and creating a religion and offering you ways to reach the divinity. But what do you get from this book?
I cannot answer that. I know that in our history there are many kinds of gods that are doing many kinds of things. There are benevolent gods and also evil gods that they've been prayed for. So,
what do you think, Miss Maliska? Can this be assimilated to a sort of a Bible or another religion?
Well, I had some thoughts previously when I saw the name of the chapel. It's quite odd to call God or Jesus Christ granter of secrets, isn't it? I feel like the chapel was devoted to something else entirely.
There's only speculation for now, unfortunately.
I think we are quite away from speculation from what we've seen down there and what we found. There is no speculation. For sure, there was kind of cult that it's praying to some other gods than our own.
That's the speculation part. To whom and to what objective? That they were a cult, yes, you are correct. There is no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we can find the answers on a thorough investigation of the book. Just please remember all these happenings. Do not overexert yourself. Try to pay attention to your health.
Zâmbesc așa. Yeah, I will keep in mind.
Try to pay attention to your mental health as well, Mr. O'Toole. I was slightly worried back there.
Well, I appreciate the concern. I'm quite fine now. And to tell you the truth, I really hope that we can meet one of those cultists alive, so I can give him back part of the treatment that those poor children suffered.
I hope they are all dead and buried, to be honest. We don't need these madmen in Boston today.
Well, if they aren't, they might as well be.
Very well. Shall we adjourn for the evening, gentlemen?
Yes, I have a
Okay.
job to do. I want to go home as fast as possible.
As the night draws close, Abigail, you are taken into the saloon. You are given a very comfortable hospital room where you are alone, which is not something necessarily normal for the central hospital. Usually, you would have to pay a premium to have a room just for yourself. Young and very easy on the eyes. Doctor comes and examines you, gives you some pills, and tells you that take this. It will help calm you down. And
I
then
must
starts the-
I must warn you. I already took some opiates already, so I'm not gonna tell you how to do your job, but maybe we shouldn't overdose me.
sticluța ta de heroin pills. You're talking about this?
Oh yeah. It's just something my doctor prescribed me.
It's perfectly fine. What I'm prescribing you here won't interfere. It just will help to calm you down. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to look at the wounds. And he starts giving you, nu știu, a medical exam check, încearcă cumva, te palpează, and he's administering you a treatment. Roll me 1d3, please.
The tray.
Abigail nu are daughter, Nevada are daughter.
Deci, am auzit ca și cum ar fi zis my daughter prescribe me.
My doctor.
Doctor.
My
Okay.
daughter. 1d3.
Celălalt.
Scuze.
Never mind, I'd roll maxim, I'll just give you +3.
Nice. Good.
Oh.
HDM.
Bă, a rulat 4 pe 1 de 4, noaptea și 1 de 3.
Da, adică a fost mai greu.
Yeah. So, as the really nice looking doctor is administering some treatment, he îți face și o injecție, să dai și niște pastile, you start feeling better. You start to relax, and you start feeling your eyelids really heavy. You're having a very difficult time trying to stay awake, and you're pretty sure that for a few moments you actually dozed off. You open your eyes and you see that it's definitely a lot darker outside. Some time has passed. You are alone in the room, and you are hearing. Vezi pe geamul de la ușă, there's light outside, and some people are outside of your room and talking. Can you give me a listen check?
She should be pretty good at this. No, of course not.
Do you want to push that?
I don't know if I want to push. How I push listening? I either hear it or not. I'm gonna
try to crawl towards the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna step down and just take one of those IV posts.
However, because you are very dizzy, unnaturally dizzy, if you're not paying attention, you might end up hurting yourself. Do you still want to push it?
Of course. I'm gonna take one of those IV like things, posts, and I'm just gonna use it as a cane and just go next to the door and just put my ear to the door and listen what they're talking.
Okay, because you're using a prop to on this, I'll give you a bonus die. So roll, listen again. Bonus.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. As you get closer and closer to the door, you distinguish two voices that are talking outside of your room. One of them, the female one, sounds a bit older. Haven't heard it before. but she seems to be talking to someone, and you can clearly hear the words Mr. Not, and you can hear her, the old lady, saying that you hear her, she's with Mr. Not, and asking to be taken care of.
Okay.
You don't really know what that taken care of means. After that, the people leave. Can you also roll me a spot hidden check? Okay. As those people that were talking outside of your room walk away, simți un damp cumva pe sub ușă of a very familiar smell. And you realize că este mirosul from the leather, tapiseria de piele din mașina lui John Clinton. With that in mind, you feel your legs shaking as you realize you no longer have strength to stay up, and you quickly rush towards the bed, where you collapse into a deep slumber. And este 5 fix, and this is where we call it an evening, guys.